Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the show today. Very happy to have you all here. It's been quite a week. Lots of rain, like every day. Gray, overcast, rain, rain, rain. But it's the season for it, so it'll be over. And then when it's over, it'll be so baking, humidifyingly hot that I will be afraid to walk out my front door. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Yeah. My
Yeah.
father-in-law came over and took a look at that. I live in a very old house. I bought a very, very old house, and I've done a little repair here or there. I mean, this is like a 19th century house, right? And
Like like the 60s,
no, 19th century,
1860s.
like 1880s, I think.
That's like the end of the Wild West.
Yeah,
For
yeah. And I've done repairs or modernizations, of course, but my father-in-law was looking at what I had done, right? And he was the vice mayor here in this area for a very long time, and therefore he's judgy,
a little bit.
a
Mhm.
little bit grumpy. Um, but he was looking at all the work I'd done. Mostly, he just kind of nodded, he didn't say anything, of course. But he did comment on why are there air conditioners in every damn room? And I was like, because.
We don't have central heating here.
No, they don't. They don't. These little wall mounts that go to an outside unit are very much a Japanese invention, the modern ones. Now, we used to have the window units, or you could like cut a hole in your wall, those things. But the ones that are separated just by a line, that's a Japanese creation, right? Mitsubishi or Panasonic. Maybe it was Mitsubishi. But nevertheless, I have one in every room, and he thought it
That's
was a
my
bit overkill.
upstairs. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're just weaker in this generation.
We
I
are.
guess.
Well, I'm I'm a giant Viking. We don't care for heat very much. We are forest and snow
Oh, I
people.
mean, you and me are Vikings.
Yeah,
I am
no, we
too.
don't care for it. Our skin's
I'm
built
Viking.
different.
Sucks.
I'm Anderson. That was my grandmother's maiden name.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
She's 100% full blown Norwegian.
Well, no, we got a well, think about the group that founded what become America. We kind of always look at the Pilgrims, right? Where did they start? They started in the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's true.
The
They did.
the central meeting place of all Scandinavians.
Yeah, they were chased out by the Spanish.
Yeah, and then they stopped
No
in
wonder I could
England.
never learn to speak Spanish.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's why.
That's
That's
true.
why.
Well, then they
Those
stopped in
Habsburgs.
England, and then they stopped in Ireland, which was a mistake.
That was a long detour. Yeah.
And then that's what America is built off of. My mom's family are literally Allen, Ball, and Connolly. I mean, right? They're all three of those are Mayflower, by the way. So, if you get the idea, but nevertheless, yes. So,
Are you related to Lucy?
I have no clue. I know I am tangentially related to Abraham Lincoln.
Well, a lot of us are.
Yeah. Well, my auntie married his great 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 grandson or something like that.
No, nice.
So it's
nice.
Oh, I see. Let's see.
I know I was being silly, but that is cool. Yeah, no, that is cool.
Not really.
It's fun to find those. It's fun to find those things in your family tree, though. Whether you like the guy or not, it's still fun to find those.
It is. Yeah. It is nice. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have a lot of horse ranchers and preachers in my dad's family. So, yeah.
That was basically what was like the driving force behind our country, man. It was ranching, horses, and the faith. You had a preacher was a pretty important person in every little town.
Yeah. I haven't really looked into it. You see a lot of Americans, especially people like Ben Affleck and some other ones that get upset when they find out they have slavery in their family, and it's like, where you're an elite, are you really that surprised? But to be, I mean, honestly, but I haven't looked, but I'm pretty damn sure my dad's family had slavery for sure. They came over in 1658, 59, and they
Everybody did.
started a tobacco plantation. What do you think?
I think, yeah, I think they
Down in
fed a lot of
Virginia.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not ashamed of it. There
Well,
you
it's
go.
better than sugar,
Fair.
I guess.
This
You,
is
Yeah.
true.
you weren't you weren't blowing up your own people.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Dude, the sugar mafia is real.
Oh, the sugar plantations were brutal. Oh my gosh, you just read
They
about
were.
those.
That is true.
The old
But
way they used to they used to process sugar. It was like a combustible hothouse all day. You
yeah,
messed up,
Yeah.
you start a fire and die.
it is interesting what is combustible and explosive.
Yeah.
You know,
But let's
of
not
course,
talk about that because
no,
YouTube will strike you.
that's true. But Fight Club taught us about soap.
That's right.
That's true.
Don't drop it.
Oh no, that is
Not
also
unless
true.
you want to fight.
All right. Anyway, today we got a bunch of members who are doing other things. They're busy with other stuff. We do have Amy, I do believe, is coming in later. But so we're going to do one off. Therefore, Therefore, it takes a little more time. So let's get right into it, shall we? So what am I going to do? Okay, I got an idea.
Let's roll.
Hold on a second.
Let's roll.
Okay, I got an idea. All right, so what they're going to do is roll. And we'll just go ahead and just use the D20 system because everyone knows it here and it's easy, right? Me personally, I prefer the Marvel, the face rip system, but I'm not going to do superheroes, so let's not do that. Anyway, everyone roll up 6 statistics, please. Standards, strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Let's get some basic stats in here. Go ahead.
We're doing 4d6 drop one or 3d6 down the line. What do you
Whatever makes you happy, dude.
want? Okay,
I'll do 3d6 down the line if you do.
I will. I'm doing
Okay.
them.
All right, there you go. 3d6 down the line.
Okay, 12. Here, I need to get a piece of paper. Hold on. I have a piece of paper here. You'll be proud of me, Chester.
Woohoo,
I
paper!
have a whole book of paper.
I'm glad because these young people don't even seem to know what pencil and paper are anymore.
Dude, I have pencil and paper right here next to my desk. I'm only
Yeah.
36, though, so I'm not that old.
You're a weird millennial.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Ooh, 11.
But no, you should always have paper and pencil handy. It's
Hey, you know what's great about pen and paper is it doesn't run out of batteries and it can't be hacked.
Yeah, this is true. It is true, and they last quite a while.
I found my favorite new micro pencil. It's like, oh gosh, it's Japanese. No surprise. A 6. Gosh.
Oh, please put that in intelligence. Oh no,
It's
we're
whatever.
gonna be
Number
fine,
3.
folks.
Who makes
All right.
Zebra? Zebra makes it.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds like a Japanese company, I think.
Yeah, it is, and it fits. You know, you ever field notes are these little 3.5 by 5 notebooks.
Yeah.
And so it tucks right in there and fits in your front pocket. I carry around a sketchbook with me everywhere, and I don't look like a nerd now.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Although
Another
I heard
12.
looking like a nerd is popular now.
Never.
All right, I'm gonna roll mine. All right,
Yes.
First roll. 11. How many sets do we roll?
6. How you doing, lady? It's old hat now. You know what you're doing. So
Yeah.
I got 2 more.
I
You got
more?
a 5. You got a 5.
Are you through?
In just a second.
Oh, 16.
maybe I should go watch the action on the dice boards here.
No, I got 12, 11, 12, 5, 11, 10. I think I rolled too many times.
Nope, let's start over.
All right, starting over.
An 8. Oh, what did I get there?
Another 8.
Oh, a 15. Nice. I'm excited. All right.
I got
mine.
crap.
Okay.
You got
Well,
crap?
you got 2 craps. Let's see if I get worse. All right, let's see here. Rolling. What do I got? 16. Excellent.
Nice. That's hard to roll, man. Okay.
All right, number 2. Roll
What's the
number
order
2.
here?
Ah, 5.
It's,
Excellent. I know where that's going.
When you mean 6, you just mean roll a set
16
of
again.
1 set, right?
One
Roll
set.
strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, please.
8.
He's rolling a second set now.
Badger told me to
I
start
suppo-
over. Badger
I
rolled 3
suppose he's
sets.
special.
Badger rolled 3 sets, so he told me I could
I
start.
rolled 1 set, man. I was just being sarcastic. You liked my answer.
Okay,
so
never mind then.
You went with it. No, it's I don't care, dude. You're gonna hurt my feelings. It's just the clock. I got a 12 strength, 11 dex, 6 con. I have negative hit points. This could be a stillbirth character. I got a
Excellent.
12 intelligence, 16 wisdom, and 15 charisma.
Okay. So up here I got a 12 strength, an 11 dex, a 12 con, a 10 intelligence, a 5 wisdom, and a 10 charisma.
Sweet. You got a 5.
5 wisdom. I am dumb. I'm not dumb. I just have ADHD, both
All
in
right.
real life and in character.
It's
So
okay. Every time I sneeze, a lung collapses. That's
Oh,
what
good.
I got.
We put the 6 in con as we should. All right, lady, are you done?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right, so here is what we're going to do. Now, we got the rolling done, so now we just need to build. Now, we're going to do space thing.
Okay.
You guys are technically you are you're all on a ship. We'll call the ship let's say it would be a good name.
The androgynous zone.
No.
The far reacher.
No. Well, okay, Far Reacher. I like that one. Far Reacher. And it's a smallish cargo ship. And you guys technically have license to move legal stuff, but you're not doing that today.
Not today.
Are we
Not
moving
And
the
who's
sauce?
and who is in charge?
I don't know. You have to decide. But we're going to need a pilot. We're going to need
What
an
does
engineer.
piloting go off of? Does piloting go off intelligence or?
Piloting would go off of depends on the situation, I guess. But I guess mainly dexterity, I suppose. Well, no.
Wisdom.
I got 12 dex.
I have a 5 wisdom. Please don't give me anything wisdom related.
Well, anyway,
You are the leader.
I'm the leader. Hooray!
I need a pilot. I need an engineer. I need a deck specialist, and then whatever else you want. Deck specialist is basically a fancy name for the accountant, person that books all the deals and all that kind of stuff. So I need a pilot, engineer, and the organizer, and then whatever you want. Jane, whatever Jane you want.
I got a 15 charisma, and 16 wisdom, so I could be the and the whatchamacallit,
cargo specialist.
I can be your Captain Kirk.
Okay.
I have a 5. I have a 5 wisdom, so my willpower against green women is very low.
Yeah, that's
What's
fair.
your intelligence then?
10.
Okay.
Girls, we're doing a one-off today. Just go ahead and roll up 6 stats. 4 six-siders drop the lowest. Just strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Just roll it normal, please.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, and that's it. Nothing special.
All right, so Bill, what are you doing? Which role are you going to take? Or you could take something else too. But I do need a pilot and an engineer. You're going to take pilot. Okay, lady's going to take pilot.
I'll take pilot.
All right, we're going to say that piloting is based on dexterity. And because we're not Star Trek level, we're actually, still driving. Okay. So you are the pilot. Dexterity is the most important thing. Therefore, you get a +2 to dexterity.
Okay.
You also have the piloting skill automatically.
Okay.
And you have, let's go with feats here. You have the feat Ace Pilot, which you can apply whenever you think it should apply.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and choose yourself 5 skills of anything you want. This is space related, so take something modern. And then after you get those all in, they all get the +2 standard, of course, or +3 actually. I think everyone's going to be 3rd level. So make yourself 3rd level, which means you have more hit points and your proficiency bonus is +3. Okay, so you work on that. Bill, what are you gonna do?
Okay.
I am going to be the interspecies liaison.
Cargo
The
accountant. Yeah, the accountant. Okay, good. Well, you need those. Those are important, actually. So therefore, you get a +2 to charisma.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that to my role then? You mean?
No,
It's
your
like it's
charisma
like
is actually increased by 2.
okay.
Yeah. And you get the skill of what is it? Persuasion, or is that the skill? Persuasion,
Persuasion, negotiation.
negotiation. Yeah. You get those skills automatically.
What about languages?
Well, whatever. What's your intelligence?
Mine,
Yeah.
12.
So you get an
Average.
additional language.
Okay. Interlac.
Yeah, Interlac. That's kind of the the other federation's main language. So you learn that. Okay, Interlac. So you get those 2 skills automatically. You get to choose 5 more. Your proficiency's at 3. Your third levels, and your feat, your ability that is built into you is in the moment,
In the moment.
and you can apply that whenever you think it's appropriate.
In the
Puffin, what are we
moment.
doing?
Can I be the captain?
Um, sure.
Fine with me.
What's your charisma?
Well, I'm pretty average. What jobs are there?
Well, I guess we could use a captain, but we also need an engineer. I need one of those. I definitely need one of those, and then whatever else.
Well,
You guys are smugglers, so
okay. How about I'm the cook? Because I have a 12 strength, an 11, a 12, a 10, a 5, and a 10. So,
are we
I
going
should have been
Steven
the cook.
Seagal cook?
yep,
Be the cook / engineer / monkey wrench wielder.
Yeah, do that. What was that,
yep.
lady?
Oh, I was laughing when you said Steven Seagal.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's the cook. I'm just the cook. Okay,
I'm just a cook.
what an absolute piece of shit human he turned out to be. Wow.
When he
Yeah.
turned out to be, he always was. He's
I
always a poop on
suppose, but I just saw him out the side of my eye in a couple of fun little movies, you know.
He's a
But
walking poop.
he is bad. But anyway, okay, Puffin. So,
Yes.
you're going to be the all around engineer basically, but also you're the
Okay.
cook. Therefore, you need a bonus to your intelligence. What's your intelligence?
10.
Great, we got a 12. That's good. All right. So,
We all
Better than
smart.
mine.
Should
Let's
we?
see.
you get the engineering skill, and we'll throw in cooking just for fun, for free. And you, of course, get 5 other skills. Your third level, so just go ahead and work out the hit points, and of course, all your skills go to be at +3. And your overall feat, your special thing that you can apply when you think is most important, would be the 12th hour. No, the 11th hour. That's what we'll
What
call it. The 11th hour.
up to 11?
No,
Anchorman.
it
Oh.
means when we're in a panic situation.
Okay.
Okay. Girls, are you done?
I rolled 6 die. Do I just apply the
Wrong dice, my dear. You roll 4d6, drop the lowest
And do it
6 times.
Did you do that, honey?
Or just
Oh,
roll 3d6.
Okay, no, I
roll
rolled
3.
Yeah, just
Sorry,
roll
I just
3d6. That's easier. Have you done that?
3d6 6 times.
Yeah, just
No, she
roll
has not.
3d6, write down the number, and then do it 5 more times.
3d6. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just
Write down the
erase
number.
all my.
Just add them together, write down the number, and do it 6 times total. Amy, have you finished yet?
Yeah, I got all my numbers rolled. What are we building?
We're just doing a little one-off right here, real quick. So therefore, we're going to be doing a space thing. You guys do have license, but times are tight, and you're going to be running illegal cargo today in your little cargo ship. This is Firefly. It's Firefly.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'm not the whore.
no, you're not. No. But we
I'm a
need
leaf
some
on the
kind of person
wind.
who would be working on that ship. So maybe a security specialist, or Someone who works with maybe a navigator to go with a pilot. We could use that. Maybe
There's a
we don't
10.
need the prostitute. I don't think that's necessary. We could use a
How about?
doctor.
Did you say security?
Yeah, we need
Yep.
security. Yeah. Well, you don't need it, but Jane is always important.
I mean, you could
Oh, right.
always have some defense drones.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, mainly you are shipping. You're not really necessary combatants, but you do run illegal stuff every now and then, so you would be prepared to deal with that. So which one appeals to you, Amy?
Okay. Let's see. You said we needed a doctor
A doctor would
and
be. We could
a.
definitely use a doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. We have a navigator and an engineer already.
We have an engineer. We don't have a navigator.
Oh, okay. Lisa, do you have a preference? Oh, she's still rolling. I guess I could be the doctor.
Be the doctor. There you go. So doctor needs to be focused intelligence. So give
Heavy
yourself
rain.
a +2 to that.
Oh, okay.
Of course, you're going to have the skill medicine for free, and we'll say you're an expert at it. Matter of fact, I think, lady, what skill did I give you free?
Ace pilot.
No. What skill did I give you free?
Oh,
I don't know if you
I'm
get one.
sorry.
Piloting.
It's,
You didn't write it down?
yeah. Yeah, I can't read my writing. Yeah, it looks like piloting.
Piloting, yeah. Make yourself an expert at that because I only gave you one skill. So that means you double your proficiency. You have +6 on that roll. So Amy, you have +6 on your roll to medicine, basically, plus whatever your intelligence is. But you have expertise in medicine. You get to choose 5 more. You're making a 3rd level character, which basically means your proficiency bonus is +3, and of course hit
Mhm.
points. And we're going to give you a special feat that everybody has. Your special feat will be, well, you're a doctor, so let's see here, bone saw.
What?
Yeah,
Ah!
your feat is bone saw.
Okay. What's that?
That means
Do?
you apply this whenever you think it matters. Triage. You're good at emergency. You were a combat medic, maybe. And you're good at under pressure, using your medicine and stuff like that. So maybe it would
Yeah,
apply
she's a math
sometimes to
student.
giving you advantage on your
Mhm.
rolls or what have you. These feats I'm giving you apply where you think you can. Yours is going to be medically related, obviously. Okay,
Okay.
so
So
I'm going to
advantage.
have to kill Puffin or something. So
Okay.
Oh no.
yeah,
Maybe we can rescue somebody.
maybe you can.
My arm.
I think I'll just die. Blech.
My brain doesn't know yet, so
I
we'll
mean, it's
see when we get to
Bonesaw.
that.
That's what it's called, right?
It's the feat is called
Well,
Bonesaw. You get to choose 5 more skills of your choice. Keep in mind this is it's Firefly, so keep in mind what would apply in that setting. Um,
first thing you know, the
we'll go
pilot
ahead
did
and do
die
that.
in the end.
Last is Honey. Hi, Honey.
Hey, I'm working on my fifth roll, but one of the dice actually landed on top of the other, and I can't read it.
So re-roll
Right,
it.
tells you what the number is right over there in the
Oh, that's
corner.
right. It does tell you in the corner. That's true. Yeah,
Where
we're
I
not
mean,
so
all I need
serious
is
here, Honey. Just re-roll it. It's not so serious. Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
we just need 6 rolls. We need 6 numbers is all.
Ah, okay.
14.
She got 4 18s. It's amazing.
4, 6 equals. Let's see, it's 4 and 5, 8, and 6 is 15. And finally, I'll just go and pick that up. Oh, not again.
11.
11.
Okay, 11.
So
So
I
write it
guess
down. All right. So
okay.
we got all 6. Now, we have, you could pick anything you want, but we could use a navigator, we could use a security specialist, or whatever else you imagine. This is a small cargo ship, and you guys, to just make ends meet, sometimes you do take illegal cargo. But in general, you're mainly legal. But it's a small cargo ship, so what character would be needed on that? We don't need the prostitute, I think. I
Mhm.
don't think we need the preacher.
Probably not.
Well, you
Like a
never seen
navigator?
Firefly, huh? All right.
No,
I mean,
they
I
never
think.
seen Firefly.
I mean, I've
Maybe.
Just pick one. Navigator or security
Firefly.
specialist. Pick one.
I was kind of leaning toward. I think navigator.
Cool. There you go. Be a navigator. All right. So this is what you do. Navigator is going to get +2 to wisdom.
Okay.
Okay. You get the skill navigation. And let's see, navigation, and well, you know what? We're going to give you engineering as well. A lot of times the navigators also have a little bit of technical expertise, so we're going to give you navigation and engineering. These are you get for a bonus, and there
Okay.
since you have a skill, you get +3, right? You got to choose 5 more skills. You're going to everyone's just roll a d8 for hit points, by the way. You got to roll it. The first one is full hit points. The next 2 roll. Add your constitution, of course. And your feat, being the navigator / engineer, is going to be. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Eagle Eye.
Okay.
Now, this it will apply however it needs to apply when you think it should apply. So it's kind of like those other systems we were playing. So you got this thing you're really good at, and you're like, I want to use my Eagle Eye in this situation, and I will make a decision whether that is viable or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
So you
Okay.
you have 8 hit points, plus roll 2d8, put those health points together, add whatever constitution bonus that you have 3 times. That's going to give you your total health. Now, because we're dealing with pew 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 stuff, armor isn't really a thing, at least not at your poverty level, right? Some of the big imperial stuff would certainly have some kind of laser fields, but you guys don't. So there really isn't much in armor. You do get everyone wears let's say the equivalent of modern flight suits, and those modern flight suits give you a set armor class of let's say 13. Okay.
Okay.
And you add your dexterity to that. No one took a security specialist because I would probably whatever feat I gave for that person would be applied to AC. So you guys got anywhere between 13 and 17 armor class. You also everybody has pew pews. You're allowed to carry sidearms in the Empire, right? Which you guys are part of. It's a Federation / well, it's an Empire, and then there's Federation next to you. So everyone has a sidearm. You are allowed on the ship itself is allowed to have a heavier gun. So we'll say you have a repeater on the ship, and whose is that?
Who's repeater?
It's like a rifle.
Who?
A rifle. There's a rifle. There's one rifle on the ship. Whose is it?
Mine. I acquired it with
For the
I
ship.
figured
Well,
it'd
there
be
you
the
go.
captain's.
special negotiation.
Well, you don't seem to have one of them.
Okay.
You don't have a cat?
I would say Bill's the
Nope.
closest thing to a captain, but you guys are a co-op.
I thought
Okay.
Puffin was the captain.
No, he's the cook / engineer / grease monkey.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
mean, but if you want me to boss you around, I'm good at that.
yeah, that's
I
fair.
never listen to anybody but myself.
All right.
You must
Now,
get lonely.
your ship is
Lonely.
what was it called, Puffin?
The Far Reacher.
The Far
The
Reacher.
zone.
The Far Reacher is a smaller type cargo ship. She's she's a piece of crap, as Luke always says, a piece of garbage. But you got 2 engineers on, so you're able to keep her moving through space and trying to make a living. You have a total of 20-ton cargo, not a lot, right? But it's enough to get it done, though. You can carry a lot of stuff. 20 tons, not bad. And this ship, will say, has a hyperdrive of grade 3, right? Whatever that means.
So we ain't getting across the sector in 3 parsecs.
No, you ain't doing that. But you do have you got that. You have. We'll say you do have basic shielding because everyone has that, just deflectors just for meteorites and things like that. And of course, they
Cool.
also can apply to the pew 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 pews. So You have that. You don't have any kind of extra hull plating or anything like that because you can't afford it. So hopefully your generator doesn't go down. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
However, would we survive our generator going down? Looks to the GM.
Yeah. Okay. So that's our situation. So what's the name of the ship again? Damn it.
The Far Reacher.
The Far
Falcon
Reacher.
Crest.
The Falcon Crest.
Falcon
Oh, that'd be
Crest.
better. The Far Reacher. You guys are on the planet of Adobe because and
Marketing.
yeah, and you guys have been here for 3 weeks. Your last cargo drop was a large amount of freeze dried fruit.
Okay.
It was actually 10 tons. It was a good haul. And you guys made a little bit of money and you were able to do some repairs and you have a full tank of gas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, the gas only applies to atmospheric or, running around flight. The hyperdrive itself works on actual hyperdrive energies or slip drive energies. So that thing doesn't need fuel. But you got a full tank gas. You've done a few bit of repairs. You get a few nice amenities, but it's been a few weeks.
Mhm.
And and your cargo specialist, your communication specialist, is kind of sucks.
Well,
Oh,
it's
no.
not easy finding the cargo that we need to get back to where we're going. Trust
And-
me on that.
And with
But I have a lead.
he has a lead,
I have a lead.
and his lead's name is Erwin Scheckelmeyer.
Of course it is.
Sounds like he also
Erwin.
has dementia.
Well, boss,
Shekel.
I happened to be playing out some cards the other night, and heard that this guy needs some special stuff moved.
What's your position
I-
again, lady? I forgot.
She's
Pilot.
the
She's
timid
the pilot.
kitty.
She's the
I'm a
pilot.
pilot.
Okay.
I also took the feat of playing gambling.
Oh, the skill.
Your nickname is
Skill, yeah.
Shakes.
Shakes.
No. No, I stutter.
A stuttering pilot. Exactly what we need. Yeah, flight
My
control's gonna love
reaction
you.
time is so much better than
It
that.
is.
This
It
is why we
it is.
needed a talker
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
have one.
on the
Yeah.
on
And
the
you got
radio.
and you got a navigator too, so that helps.
Maybe she can do that.
Maybe she could. So Bill, which character's name?
Scoliosis.
Sweet. So Scoliosis, your negotiator and deal maker, is going to speak to Erwin Scheckelmeyer.
I've got a lead
We're all
on
gonna
some
die.
Thorensian sponge cake cream filling.
That's right.
I'm going to be meeting up with this Scheckelmeyer. I don't know if I have any good vibes or bad vibes about this guy. So I wouldn't mind if you came along with me there. What's your name? Dandy Jake? Was that it?
I don't know which one you're talking to.
Puffin. He's
Oh,
Dandy
Puffin.
Jake.
Your name's Dandy Jake, and
No,
you're
they
with
call me Parm.
What? Okay.
Like the
Dandy
cheese.
Dandy Jake's nickname is Parm, and you're going with Syphilis. Okay, now you and Syphilis are
Scoliosis.
so
It's a
go on.
Roman
No,
name.
Syphilis is stuck, buddy. Yeah, you live with that.
That's Greek.
Uh,
We're
uh,
Roman.
That's fair. That's fair. But nevertheless, you guys are leave your ship, which is in the poor docks, of course, because you can't afford the nice places. So it is what it is. You're moving through this area now. This here on Adobe, where we are. You're in the city of let's see here, New Haven, because you know how people are. Yeah.
Yeah, where have I
And
heard that before?
it's a small one. This planet actually is more of kind of being farmed for resources and farming and stuff. It's more of a colony planet than it is an actual planet. And this is a pretty small place, but a lot of people come here to get trade off of this planet and move it to other places for cargo people. And you move through town, and this area is kind of a sylvan forest type of place. A lot of trees and rocks. Of course, the little town has kind of pushed that back, the colony here. But a lot of trees. It's quite nice, actually. Refreshing, water moving, and butterflies and stuff. It's not a bad place at all. The food is a bit weird, though. Well, maybe not for everybody. But you're going through town. There's a bustle of people buying and selling, and the architecture here is very Belgian for some reason, even though it has a Spanish name. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, and you go into a bar where you're meant to meet. It's kind of early for bars, but it's still packed. Sailors and all. And the name of this bar is the Golden Chalice. Why not? And you walk in, and there's a lot of people in here chit chatting and having early morning whiskey shots. And it's pretty easy to spot Erwin Scheckelmeyer. He's wearing a suit and no one else is. He's wearing a top
Ooh.
hat, which you think that's a bold fashion choice.
Yep.
And he has a little tight beard, and his nose is, I don't know, it's the size of a small kumquat.
Eggplant?
Yeah,
Oh, kumquat.
yeah.
Oh,
It's got a little
I was
button
going in
nose.
the right direction.
Yeah, no, I was. Yeah, what were you thinking?
Eggplant.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, you walk over to Scheckelmeyer, and he says, "Ah, the occupants of the Far Reacher. Please have a seat."
Mhm.
Ah, thank you very much. This is my compatriot. I can't come up with a voice. I can't stick to one, so you just have to forgive me. That's part of my charm, is I have a different accent.
That's
He
fair.
had a
This is,
stroke.
and I had a stroke. This is my partner, Dandy. No, Dandy
Just call me
Jake.
Parm. What can we do for you?
This is
Parm,
our this
yeah,
is
and
Mr.
syphilis, right?
Schuckelmeyer.
Mr. Syphilis.
Yes.
Yes. So,
You call me Sis.
sissy. There we go.
Ah,
Okay. Anyway,
Don't like where this is going, Cheddar.
you started it. Anyway, he says, well. He kind of leans into you and drops his volume a little bit. I got some. I have some goods that need to be moved off planet, but they're not particularly code.
Oh, is it the heavy, fat, and sugar-laden tasty cakes?
To some,
Well, that is put some extra risk on this endeavor, doesn't it, sir?
it does, but then again, it comes with extra pay.
I was hoping you would say that.
Now, what has been done is it's been hidden inside of heirloom fruits. Therefore, you don't need to know what it is. You don't need to look at it. But we're going to put 4 tons of these fruits, so you can, get past any kind of searches, maybe. Yeah? But inside is the actual gold, and we will pay you. We will pay you 120,000 credits. It's a pretty good payday, by the way.
What's my usual run?
50 if you're lucky.
50,000?
Yeah, okay. Well, I control myself and grab onto my knee and squeeze real tight just so he doesn't see the expression on my face.
Right. That's a good
Well,
tactic, by the way. Yeah.
That is that's a tidy sum. Oh yeah. What's the risk factor besides it just not being kosher, Mr. Scheckelmeyer?
Well, if you should happen to get caught or fail to deliver, I do believe the penalty for this particular cargo is, let me think. Oh, yes, death.
Hmm. Death.
Death.
Everyone's got to go sometime.
And some
So,
way.
It's very true.
so I assume we have a standard 60 now, 40 after completion, and you can code it to my pin as soon as
He,
we're on board, have everything locked on board.
no, it would be quite the opposite. We give you 30 now, 70 upon delivery.
Well, I think the big D word in this that's hovering over this conversation allows it kind of shows that the scale needs to be tipped the other way to ensure proper motivation for something so catastrophic were there to be failure.
Yes, well, it also is a situation where we're trying to see if we understand and trust you. You're earning our trust. Take the 30%.
Well, I was going for persuasion roll.
Oh, go ahead.
Ernie is my middle name. Let's see. Roll this guy. Oh, that's a D10. Nope, sorry. Clear that. Clear it.
Yeah, D20, D20. Yeah.
Okay, it's 20. And then charisma bonus. I have a what?
Yep.
A whopping
And I'm assuming
17.
you
That's a
took a
plus 4.
skill in such things. I think I gave you one. So that would
Yeah.
add +3 right there.
Okay, so that's a 7 to the roll.
Mhm.
That's a 20 modified.
Nice. All right. Let me oppose you. Okay. As I said, take the 30. You're dealing with Scheckelmeyer here, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Scheckelmeyer.
Yeah.
Well, are you willing to maybe just go 40?
I'm just gonna facepalm when he says that.
He looks at you slightly sideways. He
Roll at
takes out
disadvantage?
he takes out his PDA and he says, "Do we have a deal or not?"
Oh,
Sure.
Shekel. He's okay. We have a deal.
All right. You bring out your little PDA and he throws you 30% of 120,000. So what is that?
40.
$36,000.
Let's just call it 40.
Let's call
It's
it
a nice round number.
36.
Come on, Scheckelmeyer.
You're dealing
Look.
with a Scheckelmeyer here.
I'm gonna put my hand
Well,
on
he's
throat.
dealing with syphilis, and we're not forgiving.
That's fair enough.
No. Okay. All right.
Syphilis never forgets.
Syphilis never forgets. That is true.
And never goes away.
Now, chat and anyone who's watching this later, just remember, none of this is my fault.
I said scoliosis. I have a hunchback. I have a 6 con.
Okay, which is he dies instantly. Just breathe on him. All right. So you guys move back to the ship. You're pretty happy. This is a good payout if you can get it done. All right. And all the information is also on your PDF, not just the money. This little personal whatever they call these, you got like a little cell phone type of thing. But it's more a Nokia. It looks more like a Nokia.
Oh
Because,
no.
yeah. Those are great phones, dude. But by the way, it gives you information, and they will be delivering within 3 hours, and you're expected to leave the planet immediately.
Okay.
All right. So,
Well, hopefully everyone's on board the ship and not gallivanting around pursuing some hobby or whatnot.
and with that, let's see. Amy, what are you doing while he's dealing with the Scheckelmeyer?
I assume she's probably reading. I think her nose is always in a book. So she's researching probably new whatever sort of things are going on in the galaxy, whatever political things in science and stuff like that. Well,
New streptococci. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Okay, honey, what are you doing? You are a navigator / engineer. What are you up to?
Navigator / engineer. Well, I guess my focus would be on
making sure the ship's in good shape.
making sure the ship's everything's ship shape.
Mm.
Gosh, what can I do? I'm not in negotiation. Are there
Well, there's nothing going on right now, right?
What's going on? And I mean, I guess I could be. I guess reading would be a
Well,
good
no,
idea.
you're on ship, is what I wanted to know. So let's
I'm
say that you're over and you're checking some computer readings on the new accelerator pump for the flight controls
Ooh.
that you guys installed with the payday you had with the fruit, the freeze dried fruit, and you're checking all its numbers and stuff like that. It seems to be in good shape, so you're pretty happy about that. Lady,
yeah.
what you doing?
I'm cleaning the bridge. Never
You,
have a clean enough bridge. We've been sitting there for 3 weeks. I'm
3 weeks.
making sure all the trash is getting
Yeah.
dumped off of the ship itself,
That's good. No,
making
that's
sure
good.
all the sewage is pumped off and fresh water pumped in, fresh
Sure.
air pumped in.
So you take
Okay.
these duties upon yourself. All right, cool. And you guys have been here 3 weeks. The money's starting to get a little bit tight, of course. You spent most of your monies on, which is mainly how you guys go. Most of the money goes into upkeeping the ship and just keeping it going and food in your pocket. That's kind of the situation, right? No one's getting rich
Yeah.
off of this. But then again, do you want to go and work in a mine? Would you like to work in a factory?
No.
The pay is not going to be any better, and it's going to be mind numbing. So, in truth, even though no one has real money in their pocket, this is a better lifestyle for you than any other option, right?
Mm.
So you guys see the negotiator, the specialist, and the engineer come back. Excuse me, cook, engineer slash grease monkey, come back on the boat. They seem to have a big smile on their face. They're pretty happy, and I'm assuming Syphilis calls a ship meeting.
I'm cooking right now.
Yeah, that's
Get
fine.
in here.
You just got on board.
You're not cooking yet. Wait till we leave. All right. So my character, he's short. He's got Benjamin Button's disease, so he's aging in reverse.
Okay.
No,
He
you can't
stand
have that disease.
he
I would
stands up
be
on.
skeptical.
It's hard. My bones hurt. I just get up on my soapbox and I say, "Okay, I got a deal. I took the deal. We're committed. It's a great payout. It's 120,000. What are it,
Space.
credits?
Credits, yeah.
Space money.
Space money.
Ooh.
Now keep in mind, you guys have never seen a payday like that before.
It's a lot of money,
It
but
is.
if we fail, we die.
You're stop.
Whoa!
And
He's always stealing my thunder. Now what we're transporting contraband. Hidden inside air. Hidden,
What contraband?
no contraband.
What is this?
Okay. So and it's gonna be hidden in some tomatoes, heirloom fruit.
That
It's
would
gonna be
be
delivered here in about.
honeydew.
Have you ever seen an heirloom
cantaloupe.
fruit?
I don't slap him across the internet, Puffin. I don't know.
All right, I will. Let's see.
Thank you.
Technically,
I
tomato
have.
is a fruit.
It is
And
not
it
an
is.
heirloom, however.
It is if it's got
Yeah.
it from your grandfather. So shut up,
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
So these are heirlooms, and we're gonna have to put this in our special cargo hold. It's 4 tons.
Can
So
our special cargo hold even conceal that much? It may
No.
have to go in our actual cargo hold.
Yeah.
well,
But that's going to take up most of our ship.
No,
I
honey,
thought
we can go
I,
10.
I thought we could do 20.
We can. So
Yeah,
it's
okay, 20.
25% load is what this is. And
And
to be
That's
honest with
20%.
you, the engineers here would be quite upset with you if you actually went more than 15 tons with this old rickety rig here. So it's more like 30% of your hold. And you probably do have some secret little things to hold small stuff, but that's not. This is, many crates of fruit. You can't hide it like that. That's why they put it in the fruit.
So we got about 2 hours before we leave orbit. So if there's
I
any
suggest you go find a couple
clever
more tons of
ideas,
stuff.
okay, probably should. Kind of sucks
Yeah,
out
or
here unless you're
it's
trying
going
to.
to be
Okay, try not to talk over each other.
pretty
One at a
quick.
time, please.
I know. Go ahead.
After you, my friend.
It's gonna look you peculiar. Only carrying 4 tons out of 15
Not really.
to the
Not at all.
coppers.
Not even a little. It's you guys
Okay.
often carry small loads. You can get whatever you can get. It's not weird at all, which is why they chose you.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. It'll be all right. But like I said, we're leaving in 2 hours. Any last minute things you need to do before we jump ship or jump orbit, let's get it done. And please do not leave the ship if you don't have to.
Well, can't
Gonna
go
go
get
cook.
laid. Great.
Any
Well,
comments?
if you got to leave the ship, please be back in an hour. Try not to be late. This is if we get this one done, we'll be having some some good jobs in the future.
I look up from my book. Oh, you're back. Hello.
Honey?
Okay. I guess the illegal jobs always make her nervous, but she also knows, well, she's always, it's either
Ooh,
that
I
or being
cook
left
good.
all alone on a desert planet. So it's kind of like she just draws a few breaths and just kind of wonders at this state of reality and kind of just
Was back to fixing your.
goes back to checking. Says like, well, this thing really well. You're the boss, and it just kind of goes back and saying, I have I have no reason to go anywhere, and she goes back to just checking her diagnostics just to make sure that everything's all right.
Look, I know.
Well, desperate times.
Sorry, I know it's not ideal, but we haven't had a job in almost a month. There isn't really a lot out here. What we were supposed to do fell through, and we've kind of been stuck here with no place to go, and we really need to get back closer to some population to get more work.
Yeah.
Out in places like this, I rarely make enough on treatments to cover the medicine that it uses, but it still does the heart some good to do, well, not necessarily legal, at least moral work?
Well, it did put a little bit of money in our bank account, so if there's any needs that we need to satisfy, we've got about 15 of spending money and another 15 just for repairs and anything that we need. So
Oh, good. We seem to be in ship shape, though. Or engineers, does the ship seem to manage with the increased weight?
Do I need to check for the ship's condition doing like investigation roll or anything? Or
Sure, you can do a button down check. Go ahead.
okay.
Be right back.
Can I help?
The actual engineer is still cooking, so you're going to have to do the job. But yeah, just give us an engineering roll, please.
Okay. That's my wisdom.
Engineering's probably intelligence. Maybe? Well, we'll see.
I
I
think
was
I
given
put
a
it
plus
under.
2.
I think I gave it under
Oh.
wisdom. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. So so that's I D20 plus my with my boosted wisdom modifier, which comes to 5.
and proficiency at
21.
3.
No, I think that's what she got +2 for wisdom and +3 for the skill.
Oh,
So what'd you
perfect.
roll?
21 total.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have had plenty free time. You've been doing little things here or there. You still wish you had this part and that part, and you could really use some dielectric grease. So you're running really low. But other than that, so she does mention she needs a little dielectric grease. You need which would cost you only 100 credits for which and stock her up for quite a while. You do know in the medical bay, Amy, you need about 3,000 credits worth of stuff that you're down on. and you need to resupply food, which will be about 2,000. So that's
I'm
5,100 credits that could be
Yep.
spent, money man.
Let's get it done. Let's do it.
Okay.
right.
So just reduce that from your total. We'll say you were at 0 because you put everything into the ship and she's at the state she is. So you guys have got freshened up for food. The medical bay is in excellent condition. You're quite happy about that. You've never seen it at that level before. And you got your grease. But to fair, the last cargo run you guys did, a legal one, really most of it went into the engines. You get a full tank of gas, and your cook is happy because he got his habanero pepper. Yeah.
Ooh.
That is very good.
hmm All right. So
I did like it first, but I got used to it.
over the next couple hours, a few things do happen. Bill's character is acquisitions, this job, and you're at a place that can do whatever you need. So it's just simply walking out the back of the ship and go and talk to a merchant, within 50 yards of you, and things are being delivered to the ship, so all's good. However, Bill, seeing as you are the liaison, as you're making sure all of the needed ship cargo is being put on, and you're waiting for the delivery of your cargo, you do see a man walking up the back of your ship without and even by your leave,
Hey,
and
hey, 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 hey.
he's got 4 big dudes and with him, and one of them is a Doggerton, and they're real threat.
Ooh, a
Okay,
dogger.
I blow my whistle at him.
Of course, you have a whistle. He says, calm down. He puts his hand up and he says, I am from the Shipping Teamsters Union, and we're here for your dues.
No, 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 no. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. He takes
What?
out a larger, like a tablet, and he's going through and says, "Yeah, I see here that you owe 8,872 credits. You haven't paid up in a few months. Yeah, no more delaying it. You got to pay." Now, you do
No,
find it
I'll show you.
interesting that they're showing up when all of a sudden when you have money.
I show him my receipt from Vendab 22, and I should be up to date.
Okay, are you you're handing him a fraudulent thing, right?
Oh no, I think I paid it.
No, you didn't.
I think
Yeah,
I
you
think these
didn't.
guys
Yeah.
are fraudulent.
All right, let me go
I
ahead
think
and roll to see if you can see your deceit. This guy's he's a rural teamster, so we won't give him too much here. You give me a roll on your forgery craft. Do you have forgery?
yeah. I mean, I have the persuasion, so
Yeah, sure,
it's kind
that
of the
applies. Go ahead and make your roll.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or
you
just
should be
sorry, I
able to
got
beat it.
deception.
He is
Deception's
he
what
is
I
a yokel teamster guy, and he is shaking you down. You know this.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to get
Although
my
you do owe the dues, you know that.
you know, if I paid everybody who wanted to take a piece of my pie.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
He looks at it. He shows it to the other guys. He has a frown on his face. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna check this. I'll probably be back in a couple days because I don't think this is accurate. I'm going to check it." And they leave.
You saw it, you know it's right. Come on, stop trying to be all like no, no, no. You know it's right here. I mean, come on, you know it's right here.
They leave.
It's good.
30
Razzie
minutes
Frazzie,
after
Frizzy Frets.
you literally wiped the sweat off your head from that. That was a good one. That was a good one. We're not doing experience, but if we were, you would get some. Okay. But within 20 minutes of that little encounter, you have a large group of, there's probably 20 men, rather shady looking dock workers, by the way. And they show up with one of those little hover trucky things. And
A hover truck.
and they're unloading, what did I say? 5 tons, right? They
4
unload
tons.
with a
Or
little. 4? Did I say 4? They're
Yeah.
unloading all of these crates and putting them in the center of your cargo hold. You guys might offer to help or not, but they don't want your help. They
I'm
strap them
not ready
down,
to
lock
help.
it down, and they take and they put seals on all of the lockdowns.
Good, good, nice and secure. Like
Well,
that.
yeah, but that bothers you a little bit because if you do get pulled over by the police, they might wonder why there's so many seals on fruit.
Hey, wait a second here. Wait a second here. None of that is in the agreement here. It's none of that's written down here in the contract. I don't know what you're doing there.
These guys act as if they don't even speak your language.
Resin. You know, this deal gets worse by the minute.
Mm-hmm. Pray I do not change it further. That was such a good line from old Anakin.
Yeah. Yeah, Orlando. Ah, what are we doing now? Okay.
No, don't.
But if
Yeah,
any of my
yeah,
friends going in carbonite, we're not taking it.
that's true. All right, so you got your cargo. You guys are buttoned up. You got all your supply. You're in good shape, actually. This is would be a great start to a campaign. Honestly, you guys starting off nice, full, and fresh. In a very old, beat up boat that needs a lot of work. But nevertheless, you guys are ready, and you're going to leave now because of your circumstances. That you have. Your pilot doesn't do the takeoff procedures with the tower or any of that kind of stuff because, she can't speak right. Therefore, the navigator does such things. So, navigator, I'm going to need
Yes.
you to do a couple of things. Takeoff and getting into space and stuff. There's no need for rolls for that. That's standard. But you are communicating with the tower, and they're giving you vectors and all that kind of stuff. You guys lift off the ship. Everything sounds good. There's like this weird little hum for a second, and Puffin is concerned for half a second as he's dicing celery, and then it's all good. So you guys are heading out of the atmosphere and you get all your clearances, and you are bringing this to a station, and this station is called, we'll just call it Cold Harbor, because it's above an ice planet. You're going to Cold Harbor to drop it off at the station, and it is a 5 light year journey. Right now, with your engines you have, you can only go in inside the slipstream about uh, 1 day is a light year for you. So it's a 5 day journey, right? Not too weird, right? Not too particularly
Oh,
far. You guys are going much further. So it's a 5 day journey. You get as you're coming up, get ready to drop in a slip drive. Once again, standard procedure. And once in there, you're just kind of gliding along and waiting. Really, there can be combat and stuff that happens inside this. You're kind of inside the membrane of space, so there are things that can happen inside there. It's not like you're in a bubble and protected. It's not like Star Trek. But nevertheless, you're getting ready to drop in. And Navigator, you've been doing all this organization, interacting with the tower, which is what you normally do, honey. But give me a perception roll, please.
there better
Okay.
not be any space mucus in the membrane.
Hmm.
Right, okay, my perception.
Space
All right.
mucus.
Because it could make it insane in the membrane.
None of that. None of that. It's insanity. It's crazy enough. It's just working with Shekel Miner.
Hey man, I come from Cypress Hills stomping grounds. Anyway, go ahead, honey. Give me your perception roll.
What's I got, a 13?
A 13, not great. Not great. Um, Pilot. You might not be good at talking, but you're a piloty person. Give me a perception check. Pilot.
Yes,
Give me a
I
perception
was
check as you're
I was
piloting.
getting to pull it out first. Hang on. See if I have any pluses.
Dex.
Um,
And you got a pilot skill.
okay.
Yeah, you got ace pilot, so apply that. That would give
It's
you
like
a further +2, right?
Is that an expertise sort of thing, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
In this
double.
case,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
So
Hey,
that's a plus
sister, I have a
6.
question.
yeah.
Yep.
I'll get you in 1 second.
Spade
Lady,
slips. Okay. 11.
wow, even worse. All right then.
Uh,
Puffin, yep. What you doing?
I'll make a perception. I was going to ask, will there be many cook-related things necessary at this moment?
No, and nor would you be able to make a perception roll on this particular
Oh,
situation.
okay.
Uh,
I was just asking because I have to run grab dinner real quick and I'll be back.
oh, okay. No, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Amy, you are in the medical bay and you have a large syringe and you are sucking the pus out of Syphilis's hump. Um, and you're contemplating your life.
Hmm.
I know it looks bad, but I
It's
tell
getting
you,
better.
in about 5 years, I'll be much younger.
I pat him on the head. Good. Good.
He is very short. He goes on his way, and you're just kind of cleaning up, and you're a doctor, you're doing what you normally do.
Benjamin Button's disease, I tell you.
However, give me a perception roll, Amy, please.
All right.
You found cancer. You found cancer, didn't you? I
No,
know
no,
it.
no. It's Benjamin Buttons, I believe he said.
Yeah, space cancer.
No. Let's see here.
Found a space
Space
tumor.
cancer is the worst cancer.
It's not a tumor.
Dude, it's not as bad as space AIDS, though.
No, or space herpes.
Oh, that's even the worst. Yeah, there's a lot of
You remember
movie
that
jokes
movie?
going on here. I know a lot of you
Ice
people who don't
Pirates.
love the B movies don't know what we're talking about, and that is, you know what? Your problem. Go ahead, Amy.
16.
16, better. All right, so you're kind of going through, and you just finished this procedure. You're cleaning up and stuff, and you notice that your one of your sensors is acting weird. And you go over and you say, oh, maybe it needs calibration. You're checking and it's working fine. But it is continuing to just kind of, it's basically a quantum energy detector, which is used to find certain space cancers. And
Oh my goodness.
yes.
awesome.
That's the noise it makes.
But it's acting very weird. You're not sure why. You calibrated it twice. It's not working, and your perception makes you concerned.
Right. It
And
doesn't currently have a sample in it or anything, correct?
no, it is something that normally goes, but it shouldn't be registering at all. And you're
Oh,
you're very concerned about it, and you think you might want to tell someone. You feel so.
yes. Yes, I think I should probably go talk to our engineer navigator.
Sure. Okay.
Boop-a-doop-a-doop.
And you boop a doop down into engineering, and it's kind of weird. She's mainly the navigator, but it seems she spends more time here than anywhere else because the actual engineer, um, he seems to be inside the galley a lot, behind locked
Ah,
doors. It's weird.
He eats when he's depressed.
He
He's
does.
really sad.
But anyway, you go down, and so let's kind of pull everybody in. We have Jack, we have syphilis, of course, for some reason.
Scoliosis.
Lady, what is your character's name?
Harvey.
Ari. Okay. Amy, what?
Harvey.
Harvey. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Alcohol and rabbits. Amy.
Dr. Elizabeth Kettle.
Of course it is. Honey, what's your character's name?
Hannah True North.
True North. That's perfect. That's perfect. My character, who's not on the ship, his name is Dudley. Do right. But nonetheless, yeah, no, I know they're too young to get that joke. But whatever. Amy, you come and talk to your engineer, and you tell her what?
Excuse me. I know my equipment in my bay isn't exactly as, let's say, refined for general space and sort of detection of that sort of trickery. But my one of my quantum sensors and some of the medical equipment seems to be malfunctioning. As far as I can tell, everything's in order. Um, I know there are a few things which I'm going to assume, of course, would be ridiculous. Ridiculous to have caused something like that, but I wanted to check with you and see if perhaps the equipment down here could confirm or at least maybe eliminate a couple of possibilities. Some peace of mind, you know.
So, honey, you know that she's clearly not an engineer because you know right well that the equipment she has is probably 10 times better than yours. But nevertheless, you can humor her or not. But you do have a piece of equipment that can scan things like that, so you can help her if you wish.
I wish. It's like she has a good head on her shoulders, and it's like if along a trip like this, it's like I don't ignoring potential problems isn't the best way to safely navigate space. So I'm
That is
interested.
true. That is true. And you have a lump of syphilis as your negotiator. You have a drunk cook, and you have a stuttering pilot. So, yeah.
I've got potential.
Yeah.
Is
So
what?
you take your equipment and because you're actually not in the middle of anything, you're pedantic and make sure everything's running well. So you go over to equipment, get into the medical bay, and this place is set up really nice because this medical bay was put in when she was hired like a year ago. So it's one of the newer areas on the ship, so it's all kind of nice.
Yeah.
And you start scanning and looking, and sure enough, you're getting a quantum reading as well. Now, you're better at this than she's a doctor, right?
I
So you understand the implications of this a little bit more. Therefore, you need to give me an engineering role to comprehend what you think this might be.
Okay. So that'd be my wisdom, right?
Right,
Wisdom.
but you also have like the skill in it, and I gave you a feat. What did I give you?
Was it Eagle Eye?
Eagle eye. Is it that not perfect for what we need? So therefore, what you're going to do is you're going to add. In this case, we're going to add a D6 to your roll. So roll the
Uh-huh.
D20, add your proficiency and skill with your wisdom, and then an additional D6, and give me a roll.
All right.
Is helping an option in this case, or
No.
okay?
Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's a very bad roll. Wow.
Do you have advantage?
Uh, no. It doesn't matter anyway. She rolled a one. So, mm,
Yeah.
yeah, and
You've been trying.
you forgot to add the d6 I told you to add, by the way. But it doesn't matter.
What?
You still rolled a
Isn't that
one.
surprising?
Now it's irrelevant.
Okay.
So you think her equipment is malfunctioning. Therefore, you spend the next 8 hours going over her equipment over and over again, tearing things apart, putting them back together. It's becoming quite annoying there, Elizabeth. The engineer is got the whole room in wires by now.
I'm certain these aren't even connected to that device, dear.
Something else like machines like this don't machines like these don't respond to nothing. I'm just trying to cover as many bases as I can. I wish I had coffee. That might
Well,
help, but
you have been drinking coffee, and you've got to the point you've gone past the buzz into the deflation, and it is late, and you all go to bed except for whoever's on shift up at the in the pilot house, which everybody can take shifts in that way because you're in slip, so it's kind of an automatic thing. But someone needs to be on the helm, and you go through. No, it's normal. You guys do this all the time when you're traveling. The next morning, however, the cook has made up because you got some money and he's got fresh stuff, so the morning's breakfast is quite nice actually. He's capable cook. He's seems to be much more interested in that than engineering, although he can do that too. But so you all have this nice morning breakfast, and after that, you guys have some nice chats, and everyone's in good spirits. Although you're probably worried about death, but everybody goes back to their various occupations that they need to. But of course. Honey goes back, what was that? True North goes
Yeah.
back to the medical bay and is just frantically searching. Give me a roll for today, and don't roll a one.
Okay. So 1d6 plus my that and plus an additional what was it?
Roll
Yeah,
a,
so it's
a
20
d20
sorry,
plus
20.
all your skills, which it looks like is 11, plus a d6
Okay. Plus a d6. Okay. So it's 11 and an additional d6. Okay.
with your d20. Yes, go ahead. That's
Okay.
much
That is
better. It's not a one.
not one. Fantastic.
Not a one.
if I
Yeah.
had a friend.
Well, you didn't even need that high, but we needed not a one. So, and we got not that. And you rolled really well. Now, you realize that you've made a mistake. And for the next, we'll say you're pretty quick at getting back together for the next, until the afternoon. You're putting everything back, and Elizabeth, you're feeling better because your place looks like it did before. She's a pretty solid engineer, so it's not like she tore things up literally and with plasma torches and stuff. So it gets back to normal, and you see her very sheepishly standing up, taking out her energy reader, and she is tracking a quantum energy blip. And do you want to follow her, Elizabeth, or leave her to her own devices? I mean, it's been frustrating, to be fair.
Has, but if there's no other medical need related, then if it's bothering my equipment, I should care to know more of it.
I would agree. So you follow her, and she's basically just following this blip on her energy, quantum energy. She's got it set to quantum, not ohms or the horseshoe. But and she, she's just kind of following the blip with her head down. You, of course, you have your heads up watching, and you guys
Hmm.
find yourself in the cargo hold, standing in front of your cargo.
Quantum fruit?
There is a quantum signature coming out of the cargo.
Oh,
What are
Like
the
that's a bad thing.
hmm.
hmm.
So what did my character under what okay, what will my character understand about the implications of
Well,
this?
give us a wisdom roll. You are an engineer,
Okay.
although your Hawkeye won't apply in this case, but your wisdom certainly applies.
Okay, so that'll be the plus the 5, right?
Engineering, it's an engineering role.
Okay.
Engineering role, yeah. Straight engineering.
Okay. So that would just be wisdom and eagle eye doesn't work here, so
Eagle
I
eye
think
doesn't
that
apply in this case. This is deductive. But yeah, just make an engineering roll, which you have +3 plus whatever your wisdom. I think it's +5 you said before. So
yeah.
D20 +5.
Oh, 19.
Nice. Well, it could be one of two things. You had been reading some books on space botany, and
Mhm.
there's a type of fruit that does give off a quantum signature, but they're extremely rare and worth about 1,000,000 credits each. So either it's that, or someone has a quantum tracking beacon inside the cargo. It could be either or, though.
Hmm.
Hmm. So either we're hauling some of those priceless fruit in the universe, or we're being set up for something.
Yeah.
It makes an excellent sherbet.
Uh,
Oh,
so,
it could go.
what do you guys want to do?
I probably want to alert the rest of the
The other
alert the
engineer.
rest of the crew to what's happening. Starting with perhaps the. Do we have anything like a captain?
Well, you don't really have a captain, but you do have your liaison, and he's currently in his quarters practicing sonnets so that he can improve his enunciation.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. And the
It's good
cook
to
is
improve them.
probably drinking because the door's locked again. So,
All right.
and the pilot is on duty up in the actual
Bridge.
bridge. Yeah.
Is there any way we can see if something is tracking the signal or if there's some form of quantum entanglement where the other end of it is?
Well, yes.
That's an interesting theory. I like that. I'm glad we talked, Doctor.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
Well, what you would need to do is you would need to go to the array housing, which is under the floor of the cargo, by the way.
Mhm.
And you would have to pull out the sensor installation of the array, and you would have to adjust it for quantum detection. You
Mm.
do have the technology and you do have the knowledge to do that. It's more a matter of time and not sucking on your roll.
right.
Which once again, Honey's busy today. Honey, the cook's just
Truly not
useless.
sucking on your roll.
No, well, she's important today. Yeah, who figures the engineer would be important in a space opera? You know.
Okay. So time for another engineering rule.
Yeah. Now, you two girls are having a conversation. Do you
Yeah.
inform anybody else, or you just kind of deal with yourself?
Hmm.
Is there any, let's see, would anyone on the ship be able to offer assistance in something like this?
No. Well,
I
yes,
see.
the engineer.
Yes? Oh, the cook.
Well, technically, he is the engineer as well. I don't know who's a
Oh,
better
oh,
engineer, but
well,
he does have the same skills. He could assist her. He's the only one that could
I,
assist her, but he's indisposed.
I see. Let's see. If I made him some, what do they call it? Wake up juice?
Yeah,
Would it be worth going to see if I could get some help?
probably.
Well, yeah. This.
Well,
Uh,
or would you rather go about this on your own, dear?
yes. Yeah. Sorry, this is here.
Okay. How about I go see and if I can fetch her some help?
Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll go with her. I'm sorry.
no, you get working, and she'll go do her thing. So is Puffin back from his food
I'll,
run yet?
I'll do that. Thank you.
I don't think so.
There we are. Sorry about that. A little bit of technical difficulty.
No problem. While he's on the run, I actually need to get some coffee, so I will do
Ooh.
that. And what we'll do in the next couple of minutes, whilst we wait
Mhm.
for Puffin to come back, Bill will regale us with a French sonnet.
Ooh, lovely.
Okay.
Loving in truth and fain in verse my love to show, that she, dear she, might take some pleasure of my pain. Pleasure might cause her head, reading might make her know. Knowledge might pity win, and pity grace obtain. I sought fit words to paint the blackest face of woe.
It was beautiful.
I was.
Thank you.
I felt that. Thank you.
It's not French. I don't know what it is. It sounded good though. I've got
It,
another.
oh, do.
Whoso list to hunt, I know where is an hind. But as for me, Helios, I may no more. The vain travail hath wearied me so sore. I am of them that farthest cometh behind. Yet may I by no means my wearied mind draw from the deer, but as she fleeth afore, fainting I follow.
It's a
Stuff.
wonderful selection.
Yeah.
Do you have both volumes of the book?
Well, yeah, it's just something I found, on my travels, kind of to
Ooh.
help me try a different approach to my clientele.
Yes, of course. One can hardly be too versed in, let's say, forms of speech. Being able to handle things delicately. Hmm.
So, what do I owe this visit to during my studies?
Well, I suppose we're having a little bit of an issue. Perhaps, perhaps not. Perhaps
Yeah.
we just have some extremely delectable, very rare fruit that my greatest shame and regret should be that since it is sealed, I won't be able to take a piece for myself. And that would be the best case scenario. Um, but if it's not, the second option is perhaps, um, less delectable and more unfortunate. Potentially. Potentially.
There's a
There's
problem with the fruit.
um maybe.
The
Maybe.
Okay, so instead of let's talk straight. What's going on, my dear doctor?
Well,
If you
but
need to kettle, let's just call the pot black.
oh, it's been about a week, I think. Week since I've heard that one.
Well,
Then to put it most directly, someone's following us.
okay. How
But
did we come about this?
well, two things I know of that can cause the signature my equipment detected, and then, of course, a dear engineer, the one who's not passed out in the kitchen right now,
No.
subsequent finding. It's some sort of quantum tracker. Now, this could be a few things, but it is generally used well in terms of quantum entanglement. It's connecting one particle to another, and it can do so across the cosmos. So it's most likely that someone somewhere is trying to communicate with a point in one of those crates on our ship.
Could that be our employer verifying the transportation of said materials to said destination?
I would be most relieved if that were the case. I'm not sure if there's any notations about tracking devices on any of that, and certainly the best thing about that is that that kind of information is generally not well, it's hard to kind of, let's say, hack from an outside source. If you're on one point or the other, you could track it, but not to, let's say, intercede.
Now,
Um,
very good
So what
point,
makes
Elizabeth. 50 experience for you. Bill, minus 5,000 experience.
no?
Yes, I said French sonnet.
I don't have any French sonnet
That's
handy.
fine.
I have my book of English
So I
sonnets.
just know that I'm disappointed.
it was a
I've got
lovely read.
Rossetti.
That's fine.
Ooh.
That's fine. That's fine. I just give Puff another minute here. I'm glad you guys decided to continue it by talking to the walking tumor. But you know how you have those
I'm
moments.
growing out of it.
You are,
I'm
you are,
growing out of it.
you are. But you know how you have those moments where you haven't had your shower for the day, right?
Ooh.
And you
Mhm.
kind of lean one way or the other, or you kind of sit or something, and you catch a whiff of yourself.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I may or may not have had one of those moments here just a second ago, and I have to say, my wife, she's an amazing person, very brave,
Phew.
strong-willed,
Mhm.
because she was quite lovey-dovey this morning.
Oh,
Oh,
Mm,
Hmm.
I'm glad you're such a happy couple.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
hmm
that's wonderful.
yeah. All right.
Let's
Anyway,
see.
so Puffin's not back. He's too drunk. All right. So you're gonna have to go it alone.
I suppose.
Therefore, you work your way back over to Honey, who's been working on it. So, Honey, you're not getting any assistance on this. It's not something that's incredibly outside of your wheelhouse. Obviously, you're an engineer, but it would have been nice to have the other guy here. But oh well. You got to make your roll. So give us an engineering roll, please.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the DC up front. 15.
15. Okay. ID 20 plus 15?
No, meaning you
Oh,
need to beat 15. That is your
oh,
challenge
I
rating.
understand. Okay. All right.
All right, no problem. All right, so
Oh,
Huzzah!
yay.
it takes you a few hours. This is not an easy procedure, but the cargo bay is strewn with tools and little rolling tables with tools on them and pieces here and there, and a fair amount of curse words possibly.
It's a
But
Ferguson.
in the end, you reinsert the sensor into the array, and sure enough, now It's good and bad because you guys don't have a super sophisticated array. Some ships would already have a something like this involved, but you have to adjust yours on the fly. So all the other sensors are basically off except for telemetry and stuff like that, which is really handled in a different system. But you do have a quantum detection up. And I'm assuming you've spoken to the pilot. It's been a few hours, so you've informed the pilot what's going on because the readout is going to come up on her dash or the navigator's dash, which of course is Honey.
Right.
So you get it all set up and you go and check, and sure enough, behind you, there is a reading.
Oh boy.
You hone it in, you bring some the quantum sensors online, some of the and some other stuff, and there's a ship. It is a Corvette. It is a let's say it's a Linden class Corvette, which is a bit older company. Most of those have been kind of mothballed into cargo fleets, or another group of people that are quite popular with the Linden class stuff are pirates. But you have a Corvette behind you. Trust me, you are not a Corvette. This ship is much larger than you. And it's coming up on you, and you also notice in your it takes a little bit of adjustment to get all this information. This thing is armed to the teeth, by the way. Whereas you guys have like 3 guns allowed by law.
I
Nevertheless,
see.
you're all having this conversation about that you're being tracked. It's quite clear that they're following the quantum tracker, which is in the cargo, and you have some decisions to make. Now, pilot, you're involved in this conversation because you're the one that's going to have to do these things. So,
Okay.
here are your options. Now, you can stay in the slipstream, and because you can maneuver in the slipstream. You can have combat in the slipstream. You could, but the slipstream itself is quite volatile, and any kind of laser pew 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 fighting inside the slipstream could easily cause a bend in the stream and throw you out. Who knows where at what level of damage? So it's not something that normally happens. It's probably why they've been following you for a day and haven't attacked.
Mhm.
Now, you could do that, but then when you get to your destination, you're going to Cold Harbor, which is over a tundral planet, right? But you have to drop out like several million miles away. You're not allowed to approach and slipstream that close to a planet for obvious reasons.
Yes.
Therefore, it would take you another few hours to get to the base, which is normal. This is normal procedure. However, in that period, you would be extremely vulnerable because this ship is faster than you and it's way more heavily armed than you. Now, that's option one, which isn't a good option.
Mm.
Option two is you have your pilot do a quick drop out of slipstream, which is a bit dangerous, but she drops out of it. And if you calculate where she drops out of it in a place that is near asteroid belt, or near something that you can get in amongst, you can use it to hide and possibly elude your pursuer. These are really the only options you have, unless you guys can brainstorm something better.
Well, one other thing, I suppose, it while it's not possible to, let's say, intersect a signal from quantum entanglement, it is possible to put one end on a different particle. If we can find where it is, we could perhaps reassign it to bloody anything and send them, well, let's say, on a merry chase.
That's an idea. Find the quantum tracker, drop out a slipstream, drop it somewhere, and then quickly get back into slipstream at a
I
different
mean,
trajectory. Yeah, no, that's not. You guys, it is a 5-day journey as you're looking, but the contract itself is set for 2 weeks. So you do have time to play with. And also, from what you were saying earlier, the contract doesn't say anything about quantum tracking on the cargo.
Hmm. So
So
then
I
it's
mean,
safe to
that's a
assume it's
you
not
could try that.
conscious.
You could decoy them off. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's a really good idea. What if we try to add a little spice to when we drop out, and see if we can't throw them out of the slipstream with some, a little pew pew action and disrupt the stream right before we drop out or as we're dropping out. So it's kind of like we're hitting the brakes, dropping out, and then we unload our cannons into the slipstream in their general direction to see if
That would
that doesn't.
affect you as much as them, though.
do
It
we have
would.
any?
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted to hear. I wasn't
Do we?
picturing it like that.
I know.
Okay,
But her
that's
idea
Do
good.
we
is
have?
not bad.
Hers is better. But I was thinking if we could
What's
throw
yours
any kind
better?
of
Yeah, I know
disruption,
what you meant. Now, what you could do on the other side is say, I'll speak for the cook, in his drunken delusion.
Well,
What you
he's
could
drunk
do,
on creamy filling,
yeah, that's what it
and
is.
sponge cake.
Something sponge cakey, diabetes high. But anyway, what you could try to do, because you have to figure out how do you want to rig this, how you want to do it, because if you dig into the cargo and find the quantum tracker and use that, well, now you have undone all the seals, and the contract says very clearly the contract is void and null. Okay, so you can't do that.
But we
Now, if
could
you,
match this. But we could track the signal since it's attached on the quantum field A
Mhm.
to B, right?
well, yeah,
And
Yes.
but you
it's
could basically
mirror.
mimic it in some
Yeah,
device, and then find a way to shield it. And then whatever the quantum device is on, if you could put some explosives on that, you might be able to give them a bloody nose, maybe, as far as you're
that.
thinking, Bill.
Yeah, because the bloody nose would just. I mean, it would definitely tick them off, but it could also delay their pursuit, and
It
that's
could,
what we need when we're going to be. As
right?
soon as they pick up, if they find the false flag or whatever it is, or the mimic code,
The red herring, yeah.
the red herring. Thank you. When they find the red herring and then catch up to us,
Hmm.
they're going to be mad either way. So any kind of distance we can put in between by some sort of bloody nose, maybe something that would instead of being combustible, something that could destabilize a system on their ship to cause them to have to repair. What do you think of that, Ava? Destabilizing their life support or waste disposal system or water replicator.
Well, you don't have that kind of technology on your boat. You do have some explosives because you are allowed to have self-defense turrets, which you do have. So you could rig up an explosive of some kind. You don't have any kind of technology that would allow you to specify and sabotage certain systems. You just don't
we
have that
couldn't we couldn't
technology.
adjust we couldn't adjust the radiation wavelength of the explosion to like 5
No,
newtons
you know
to
that that tech probably does exist in this world, but you just don't have that. You guys are a little barge, basically. You're a little cargo ship. You just don't have that tech. I mean, even your
well,
array
I
is
mean, have you
single.
seen? Yeah, I mean, you're right. But have you seen my crew? They're so much smarter than me. I'm sure they
Yeah,
can come up with these
yeah.
things.
He's not helping.
Uh, uh,
Maybe.
uh, uh, uh,
I have
uh,
returned. There
Oh,
was
hi.
no
uh,
food.
uh,
There was no food in
how,
the house.
Yes, lady.
how about you contact the people with a contract and tell them that this is happening?
You would have to
Well,
drop out of Slipstream to do that.
it would look really unprofessional if we can't handle these little
And
problems.
they are the ones that put the cargo on your boat.
Yeah, they kind
You
of
think
set us up
would it be
here.
reasonable to assume they know about the tracker?
This
It
is how
would
they.
be
This is so.
extremely reasonable, yes. But then again, he gives more information from his meeting, and the cook confirms. They met with a man. His name was Erwin Scheckelmeyer.
Mhm.
It's basically a way that they can get out of paying us 70,000 and kill us off. So we're gonna make our day, and we're gonna make our deadline. We're gonna make our money, and we're gonna shake these goons. So let's
If I
have at it.
may,
Let's do it.
Yeah.
if I may,
Yeah.
I have some energy scalpels that can be used to, let's say, cut through a connecting beam. And if we have something, do we have any photon-based weapons or bombs
No.
or any kind of energy
No.
signals?
You have pew pews.
We'll have a repeater.
We have, you mean we literally have shells?
Yeah. You do have some of those. Yes. You have a front gun, which is laser based, and the other ones are projectile based.
Right, well, the laser-based one might work. We could attach the signal to that. And it would give you a little bit of that firepower and also get it away from the ship.
But you
Okay.
would be gone by then, right? Because the maneuver here, unless I'm misunderstanding you, the
Mhm.
maneuver here would be to drop out of slipstream quickly, get them to have to react, drop off a mimic thing for them to chase. You guys quickly drop back into slipstream and take a different trajectory. You can't follow the same path you're on because they'll just get right back on your tail. You'll have to go to another place, but you do have 2 weeks to make this delivery. So you can kind of take a longer route to get where you're going and get, because the whole point is get them off your tail. You cannot defeat this ship in combat. You cannot.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course. So then we're to assume that these men have been hired by the people who have paid our contract
Mm,
to ensure that we don't collect.
right.
Well, maybe
That's highly likely.
yeah, and maybe your
We-
deduction is that their main concern was getting it off the planet. You did that.
Well,
Maybe
we're
they're
not
not
going
concerned about Cold Harbor so much. Maybe. What?
if we have no, if we are not going to be paid for this, then why not jettison it?
well, we
Because
don't
the
really.
contract says death.
Oh,
Failure
I thought
Except
failure
for
to
call.
deliver.
Oh,
Failure
failure
to
to.
deliver.
Okay.
I thought that meant if it were
No, no, no.
Can
discovered. Not
No,
we
failure
can
to.
we
Oh,
jettison the
Puffin's
cargo
back.
toward?
So
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm going to stop talking for you now. I was deducting on your behalf. You go ahead.
Oh, excellent. So can we? So we're being pursued by some people that want our stuff, right?
we don't really know exactly. There was some kind of a tracking device. Have we determined if it was placed on one of the crates or in one of the
It's
crates?
in.
It's in one of the crates.
Yeah.
Someone packed a quantum tracker into one of the crates.
Can we just drop the quantum tracker out the window?
You would have to get into the crates, which would involve breaking the seals, which is thus a breaking of the contract, which thus is death.
That part was not made clear when we were doing the contract. 'Cause if it
That's a
is, if we
That's a
got,
shame.
if we got, no, it wasn't discussed. The terms were never brought up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hey, can
we
we
wouldn't
perhaps?
know that if that's not in the contract. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But you do
Hey, how
know
about?
because the contract's very simple. Failure to deliver, death.
Well,
Breaking
it's
the
failure
seals,
to.
it disturbing the cargo in any way, death.
What if
Oh,
someone else breaks it that's not us?
Death.
Well, until we deliver, we're responsible
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. I mean, the contract is simple, but it's simple in a way that there's no way around any of these thinkings that you have. So far, you guys should keep brainstorming it. But so far, Amy's idea is the best.
What was the idea?
Amy,
Well, since it is quantum in nature, we do have access to one
and we lost her. She's roboted
And we
out.
lost.
Her
I
idea
have.
was this: basically, take a sensor. You're going to have to scavenge parts off your ship, but you're possible to do this. Mimic the quantum tracker, shield the cargo so that it's not the quantum tracker is not moving or not being able to be seen. Have lady make a very difficult maneuver and drop quickly out of slipstream. Of course, they're not going to be able to react as quick as you because they're in a bigger ship. Drop the decoy quantum tracker that's matching the signature. Have her do
Mhm.
another risky thing, drop him quickly back into stream by heading a different direction. Which would require the navigator to. Navigator's going to be busy in this. You two engineers and the navigator are busy, and lady's
Okay.
busy. Syphilis, not so much.
Scoliosis.
Sorry, scoliosis. They both start with S.
Hey, sissy fit. You want to do something or just sit there in your chair and have another seizure?
I am doing something. I hired all of you. Now let's get going.
That is fair. He did do that. This is his ship, so he's the Trump of the party. Good job, sir. All right.
Oh,
And
So.
the last lab results came back much better.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
Mm-hmm.
I told you. I got potential.
He got potential.
Absolutely.
So that's the idea, Puffin. It's a pretty good one.
well, whatever works. Just tell me what I need to do in engineering.
Now, Bill says he wants to booby trap the decoy, which it's not a bad idea either.
We could put a missile in it.
Well,
They'd
you're not
take it
going to
up
be
on their
there,
ship,
but a
but-
bomb of some sort. Yeah, sure.
I guess I have some extra grease, but I don't think I'd make that explode. Burn, sure, but not kaboom.
What you can do, you guys are going to have to scavenge the boat though, to do this.
Yeah.
And
Gonna make a dirty EMP.
You could do you could do something like that too. Yeah. It's going to take some time, but the good thing is you do have some time. All right. Because this is only 1 day into a 5-day journey, and of course it's going to take you longer now because you're going to have to head another direction. You can't stay on this path. But if you can shake these guys and keep that quantum signature masked, you should be able to get to your destination and get it off your boat and begrudgingly be paid.
Well, and the other part is where we drop. We need to do it in an asteroid field. We need to be in an ice field.
Right,
We need
so
to be someplace
That's
where there's
right.
plenty of signatures to block or mask, and
Right.
something they have to search through. And actually, preferable navigator, if you could find an ice field that's full of, some electromagnetic deflecting metal like uranium or something like that, which makes it even harder to scan.
Don't you love how these salesmen always talk about stuff they know nothing about?
Mhm.
Hey, I've got a book on that. So
That's fair.
please,
That's fair.
Mr. Narrator, disembodied voice in the spaceship, the space computer, if you don't
Yes,
mind.
that's me. My name's Barbara. Okay,
Barbara.
Barbara. But anyway, all right. So you guys got 2.5 days of work to do, involving all of this engineering. There's going to be a few roles that need doing. You also need to find a place along the route that would be best to drop out and do this in, and then you also have to figure out a route which is going to take you to a different direction, but still allow you to be able to navigate back into Cold Harbor Space Station within the 2-week period. You got plenty of fuel for that kind of thing. You have enough food. If you pushed it too much, you would be on rations, but you're good. So there's a lot of work, about 2.5 days of work. So we need engineering work and we need navigation work to pull this off.
Okay.
Let me make sure I understand the plan. We're going to we're going to create a decoy of the quantum signature. 2,
Yeah.
we're
Right.
going to mask the quantum signature from the cargo. 3, we're going to find the proper navigational point to drop out of slipstream and put a lot of pressure on your pilot. And 4, you're going to find a different route that they can't randomly know which way you went. So you have 4 things that need to get done. And all those things need rolls. Plus, the actual action is going to take rolls from Lady. So,
And point 5 is we're going to use our internal communication headsets, and the overall sound system will be cranked up to 11, playing Lawrence Welk's Tiny Bubbles
yes,
in order to mask the
Yes.
observation device that's probably with that quantum entanglement, so that our plans would
Possibly.
be discovered if we
Yeah.
did not start that immediately.
That's a good point. And this Corvette that is following you probably has a far better sensor array than you do. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
so
Good point.
as of now, that'd be another 50 XP, I So
Yeah, yeah.
Another
Well, you're trying to make up 5,000 though, so
I have a ways to
you
go.
got to wait.
Tiny bubbles, take one.
All
Do,
right.
do,
My
do,
grandmother,
do, 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 do,
my
do, do,
grandmother loved
do.
Lawrence Welk.
No, right? He's so fancy.
To be honest, I sat there and watched it with her, and I was happy. Her and my grandfather, and was happy to do so. You know,
Mm.
it was
Oh
fine.
yeah.
It was nice. And of course, my grandfather watching the Ed Sullivan Show is what showed me saxophone. Because
Well,
Charlie
there you
Parker and
go.
Dizzy Gillespie were playing. I remember I was sitting on my grandpa's lap, a little
Oh, that's
baby,
cool.
and that's when I first saw a saxophone being played. And I was like, I want one.
Is this what happens as a result of slipstream withdrawal? We dropped out and started hearing someone's monologue.
hmm
Yep.
No,
Okay.
my name is Barbara. All right.
That's our
Yeah.
I'm so
AI.
happy for you,
I'm the
Bob.
AI. And I have a sexy little avatar, so you shut up because you like it. All right.
Where
Um,
is it? I don't see it.
yeah.
That's because we made sure that the spectrum that your species can observe just
Mhm.
can't.
That's
Oh,
true.
I'm not human? Oh,
No,
great. I
of
know what
course
I'm
you're not.
preparing for dinner.
Well, he's a lump of a tumor lump, and we'll say you're a fish man.
I am aging in reverse.
That's fair. But
I'm a fish man? Awesome.
let's say my avatar. Who is that sexy little girl on Andromeda? I can't remember. She was Asian. Ooh, she was smoking. That's me.
Oh, you have a thing for Asians, so.
I do.
Lucy Liu.
It's called yellow fever.
Yellow fever? Sounds like a good plague to have.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it
I
Lucy?
know a lot of that.
Anyway, let's get to it. All right,
Time to
so
roll.
time to roll. All right, so now we have navigation roles and engineering roles. Now, first thing I want to know is so we can organize ourselves better. Puffin, you are an engineer.
Yes.
What is your engineering role?
Okay, so my list of skills. Oh, masterful GM. Oh, my dinner just went all over my floor. Anyways, where's my dog? There it is.
Well, I think
5-second
said
rule.
engineering
My-
was a wisdom based trait, right?
No, I hope
It
not.
depends on how it's being applied.
Okay.
With her navigation, it is. Otherwise, it's intelligence.
Okay, I have my skills are cook, engineer, xenobiology, xenoherbology, just
Yeah.
so I know what I'm cooking.
Yeah.
Pistols, mechanical repair, and stealth.
Sweet, very nice. So therefore, you're going to be, what do we call it? I don't know, my brain just left me.
It's the
Uh,
yellow fever.
Come
no, the
back,
jury
Barbara.
rigging. Anyway, you're going to
Makeshift.
be doing engineer stuff. So what
Okay.
is your engineer role? What are your pluses?
It is 1d20 plus 4, 3 for my proficiency, and plus 1 for my intelligence.
All right, so therefore, Honey is better at it than you.
Yep.
Okay,
Well,
by
what
1.
was the special skill that you gave him?
Yeah, what was the
Uh,
special skill that I gave you?
You mean the feet?
Yeah, the
The
feet. Yeah,
11th hour.
the 11th.
The
Oh, see,
11th?
that would work in your favor though, because you could apply that. Her eagle eye wouldn't help in this situation, or he did help once
Mhm.
in discovering this, but yours actually would apply. So gives you a +2, or no, a D6 to the roll. Therefore, you are better than her at that in the
Okey-dokey.
11th hour here. Therefore, let's get to the roll. So, Honey, you're going to have to make a navigation roll by looking 2.5 days ahead of you to where would it be a good place for Harvey, your pilot, to drop out of the slipstream. So you need to give me a navigation roll, which of course is based on your wisdom, like we did before. So
Okay.
go ahead and do that.
Plus, that would be 5. Okay.
Yeah,
So this
yeah,
gets
plus 5.
gets the D6 because it's eagle eye, right?
Yes, yes, it gets to add
Okay.
her d6. Let's do that. Yeah.
So
Nice.
my plus 5 and the d6.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
To the 20.
All right.
26.
Very good. Now, you find a good place that's right on your trajectory, the Cold Harbor, and it is an asteroid field around a rogue moon. Now, this rogue moon is because you have navigational charts and information and stuff. Now, communication inside the slipstream is non-existent, right? You can communicate in the slipstream, but you can't communicate out of it. But that's normal. But you do have a lot of data here in your flight computers, as everybody has. It's kind of standard, Google, right? Google 5.0. But you're looking at it.
Google Infinity.
This rogue moon and its asteroid field that's around it it is frequented by unsavory folks. There is a warning on it. However, you guys are dropping in and out real quick, so that shouldn't be a problem, and it could even benefit you, which is your high roll is why I'm giving you this, seeing as that Corvette's going to drop in amongst probably hostile people. That could help you. Um, but that Corvette following is kind of badass. But we're looking at delaying, right? So you find the perfect place. So one is done. Next, we need to create a decoy probe because you need to be able to move outside the ship, right? So you got to create a probe, and the only way to do that is to take apart the really nice surgical bed in the medical bay to create a probe because you don't have one on. You're not a probe ship, but you can create one out of the medical bed, the nice new fancy one she's got. Yeah, yeah. It's a
We'll
shame.
get you another one.
Yeah. But you can do that to create your probe, and therefore using this. It's probably the most advanced piece of technology on the boat. Be honest with you, but you can mimic that quantum signature. You can do that. So
really was better than she deserved, to be honest.
It may be.
No, I'm just kidding.
Parma, or I'll just call you Cheese. Cheese, give us your roll. It looks like you're at plus D20 plus 4 plus a D6 for your 11th hour to create this probe.
Who, me? All
yeah,
right,
that's
cool.
you. Yeah.
May I offer assistance?
You certainly can.
Okay.
That's a 24.
He doesn't need it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you're able to successfully create the probe in lickety split time. Doesn't really matter. The point navigational point is 2.5 days away. So this is all taking place over these 2-day period. Everyone's helping where they can, and you create the probe. So 2 is done. All right. Number 3, we need to find a way to shield the quantum signature from the cargo without breaking the seals. What do you guys think on that?
The mask, you're saying?
We need to mask the quantum signature coming out of the tracker in the cargo, but we can't touch the cargo.
Well, what about if we did a holographic projection?
Can we put it in the microwave and cook it?
What about the
No, that's
shieldings
still
I use for
touching.
my? Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
What about the quantum shieldings I use for my examinations?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
there are a few other pieces of equipment in your med bay would be dismantled, but okay.
It's sad, but it would save everyone.
It would. So you could
I'll
do
just
that.
have to.
It's not really worth anything if we're dead, right?
Yes,
So-
precisely.
She's
And
so
that
smart.
is recoverable because the probe is not recoverable.
Mm.
So,
That is true.
all
I
right.
can-
Sounds like the best bet, huh?
All right. So we need to have another roll, Puffin, and
Okay.
Honey can assist you again. So go ahead.
So that's advantage.
Let's hit that
It's
roll again,
advantage.
bud.
Advantage. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
advantage.
Use your advantage. Roll again. All right.
How
Just
many-
right on the button. All right. It's difficult because you just don't have the equipment, but you're able to get it up, and you've tied it. You got cables pulled out. You got this giant cable that basically runs the electric for the entire ship has been pulled out and patched in, and the engineers are frightened, but they're trying to keep a strong face so that no one else realizes that you guys are, well, you're near death, but it's all right because it's working. Now, before I made the last roll, do you guys want to try to put some kind of explosive timed or some kind of triggered EMP, I think is what you said, into that probe. Would you like to try that? It's a much higher roll, and you could destroy what you've already done, but you could try.
I mean, do we have enough resources to replace it if it is
No,
destroyed?
you don't. You don't.
Okay, so
It's a DC
everything.
18, by the way. To try
Right.
it, if you fail, the probe itself is completely busted, and you can't replace it.
Ooh,
What's that, sis?
Well,
I
that
have a little something that, well, I mean, it might not damage the ship, but if anybody were unhappy enough to open it, could cause them some mischief.
Do tell.
what about a secondary device like a mine?
You don't have mines.
Can we make one?
You can make an explosive device, yeah. That would be easier than try to do an EMP. You could just attach that to the probe, and that would, you just need to successfully create the explosive without blowing a hole in the side of your ship.
Would
And
it do enough to the Corvette that it would
No,
be
you
worth
have
the
no way
risk?
to do any enough damage to the Corvette to do anything other than annoy it.
Then
No.
there's
I
no real
like Doc's
win.
Doc's idea.
What was
Give him a
what?
cold.
He's so silly.
Which is
That
fine.
was hilarious. Oh my gosh, she's just you like Doc's idea.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you
Okay.
want to?
Oh, what was
Amy said she wanted to give him a cold or something. What was that?
I
Bio
have
weapon.
some things in without going into specifics, I have some things in my reservoir, let's say, that it wouldn't harm the ship, and it wouldn't harm, well, it certainly wouldn't harm the Corvette, but if anybody decided to, or well, I don't know, go poking around and opening it up, it would give them a little bit of a surprise, let's say.
Okay. Well, what I need to know what it is mechanically.
Oh, um,
It's
Typhoid.
syphilis.
a really, 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 really bad stink bomb.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. All right, good, good. All right. All right,
What
that,
about
that that we
syphilis?
don't even need a roll for that. We'll just put that in as flavor. All right,
no,
so we got a
no, it
stink
need to
bomb
be
on the
something
probe.
like oh well.
Well, I mean, the simple fact of the matter is once they find it's a probe, they're not going to collect it anyway. They're just going to either ignore it or blow it up. They're not going to. There's no reason for them to pull that on the ship. They're after you, not a little teeny probe, right?
That's true.
But that's true. But nevertheless, it just for flavor, it's on there. All right, so now we have we have three of our things done. The last thing is from Honey again. Now, Honey, you need to be able to find a path that because you can't go back on the same path you were on, obviously, right?
Yes.
So you have to find a different path, and you have to navigate that, and it has to be done. You're going to be 3.5 days in when this is all being pulled off. That allows you to get there within another 2 weeks. So you need to make a navigation roll to be able to figure out a path that will get you there in time.
Okay. So I'm going to need. Will I get my eagle eye benefit?
Of course, that's navigation. Yeah.
All right. So that plus the my 5.
Uh-oh.
Is there anyone who can offer me assistance?
Let's see.
No, no,
No. Okay.
no.
So it is an ID6. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, just roll
Here
it.
we go.
No problem.
29.
No problem.
Okay.
Alrighty. So you're actually able to work out a path that only adds 4 days to your trip.
Oh.
So it will be a total of 7.5 days instead of the 5. So pretty good, pretty good. And that's assuming that no other problems arise during that time. However, you guys got a plan, and
Mhm.
pretty much everybody who's involved, it worked out pretty well. So we've come to the hour where we're coming up to the minute where Lady has to make a precise movement, jumping out of the slipstream. Someone needs to launch the probe, and then Lady needs to jump back in on a different navigational route. So there's three things that need to happen here, and they need to happen accurately. So Lady's going to have to make a piloting roll, but she's got all she needs to do that. But it is kind of a bald roll because there's no one that can help her with this. And then you guys need to launch the probe precisely, which you have people that can help with that, so I'm sure it'll be at advantage. And then Lady needs to make another roll. Lady, this is a difficult maneuver, though. It is dangerous. The first one is the most dangerous. Second one is not really. So the first one needs a DC 18 to succeed. The second one is only a DC 15. All right. So
Okay.
basically, give her all the liquor she needs, and let's get to it. So, Lady, you need to. It's a
Hey,
really high
I'm a
roll,
leaf on the wind.
but your ace pilot definitely applies. That's plus D6, right?
Ace pilot. Well, no, it's pilot handling, then ace pilot.
No. You have
Okay.
piloting, which you have expertise in, so that is plus 6, plus whatever your dexterity is, plus you roll an additional D6.
Okay, so 15 is what, a +1?
2.
Plus 2. So you have a
Okay.
total of plus 8,
+8.
plus a D6. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
That's a
go ahead.
D6. One moment.
All righty. All right. No problem. 24. Very good. That's a tough roll. So Lady
Nice.
does all the stuff she needs to. She pulls you out of the slipstream. It of course rocks the hell out of the ship. You're not supposed to do like this. But she's able to do it without the ship shaking apart. You pull into the area. Now, you're in real space now, true space. And you see all kinds of asteroids around you. It's a little bit dangerous. So, Lady, give me just a standard piloting roll. Same thing you did, just roll again.
Oh, let me subtract the.
No. Just do it again. Just exactly the same.
Oh.
Just hit re-roll.
Okay. Gotcha.
This is all piloting. This is your roll for piloting. All right, no
20.
problem. So you're able to navigate, kind of roll around the. You have inertial dampener type of things on the ship, but still, she's really throwing the ship around. So it's there is some G-force
I'm
being
a
put
leaf
on
from
everybody,
the
but she's very
wind.
ably smooths past a small asteroid, a small meteor, and then she kind of goes in between two asteroids, nice and smooth, beautiful.
And the whole
You
thing
guys,
is
yeah.
accentuated by the chicken dance music being played in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's different.
Hokey pokey.
Yeah. So hokey. Yeah. Anyway, go launch the decoy thingy.
Decoy away.
Okay.
So whoever
rolling?
is going to make the roll is doing it on it with advantage, and it's actually not that difficult. We'll give it a DC 13 or DC 12.
Who's got the gunning
I
skills?
think that was
Is
Puffin.
that Puffin?
Who, me? Yeah, guns.
Well, I
Who
don't
has
know.
a
Hold on a
gunning?
second. Amy, did you take a skill in guns of any kind?
I didn't get a list of what skills are available.
Well, you pick whatever you want you think applies to space opera.
Oh, so literally anything?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
I
lovely.
got
Well, then
dead shot,
you get
but
5
it
of
was
them.
referring to hands.
do
Handgun.
they have names, or is it just like firing? Like,
Yeah, whatever you want, just make it up. Just 5 skills that you think apply to space opera. I gave you your standard skills for your class, basically, and you get to choose 5 others. So, are you a weird, strange doctor that also knows how to sling a gun?
well, I think being dexterous is important. So I think I kind of gave her an advantage with like dexterity based, let's say combat.
Yeah, it's just skills.
Right.
Choose a skill. You got 5 of them, just any skill.
Oh, okay. So it specifically for guns, or just all of them in general?
Well, you could maybe. I said you're probably a combat vet. combat medic, right? Is what I suggested. So you would have basic combat. So just combat.
Okay.
So
So
that
with
would
that,
definitely because she hadn't made a roll yet. So go ahead and make a roll.
okay.
So
So I
do it
will.
with advantage.
Ooh, yay! All right. So I'll add.
Your dexterity +3.
Okay. 3.
Can I make up something like spot gunner where I can give her like an additional ID 4 or something like that?
No. She gets she's being assisted, so you guys are all helping. So it's at advantage.
Ooh,
It's an
and
advantage roll. Yeah.
okay, I think I did that, and roll hit the advantage button.
Yep.
And was it just that anything besides
Nope.
the?
Nope.
It was the 3 and
Dexterity
then the.
+3. That's it.
Okay.
At advantage.
Did it go?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Yeah. Okay. It gets jammed. Everyone's in a panic. Lady is about to drop in a slipstream. Oh my god! Oh my god! Someone do something.
In
Okie
the
dokie.
moment,
I got it.
I have the in the moment skill, so I'll
And I
come
You
in.
do have that. No, he has the in the moment skill. He does have that. So go ahead. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna whack the gun to get it to fire. I'm gonna do the
Oh!
Fonzie tap, hit on it.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That is fair. Do that.
Fonz it.
The hit.
So I'm gonna.
He's got a he. No, Fonzie would hip check it is what Fonzie would do.
I'm gonna.
But
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
hip
tumor
check it.
check it. You're
Yeah.
gonna tumor check it. Hunchback check it.
I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hump it.
Yeah, you
As a
go.
No.
fish man, I'm just going to, be like, all right, well, I'm gonna die. Anyways.
Fair enough. You're a fish man that is addicted to diabetic sugars. Good. That
Oh,
makes a
yeah.
lot of sense. Oh wow, the hit checked in.
Oh.
Oh my god, everything's gonna fail. You're all gonna die. The stink bomb's
Oh, that
about
was
to
supposed
go
to be
off.
added. Was that an advantage or no?
Yeah, no,
No.
it would be. Yeah,
Okay.
everybody's here
Let me just
except for
throw another
Lady.
20 down. and
Yeah,
see
just
what that
re-roll
would
it.
do.
Re-roll it. Yeah. Oh my god,
Okay.
you people suck. Oh
Okay,
no, that
no,
would
that-
be that would have pluses to it. You forgot to add pluses.
I
Plus
forgot
six.
to
So
add-
that succeeds. All right. So he double hunchbacks it. He double tumors
There.
it. And it finally launches. The panic. Everyone's screaming, "Oh
On the
my
case with it.
god!" The fishman is literally drooling red velvet cake.
Mhm.
But it
Yummy.
launches. It
He's
gets out.
burning
Lady,
pink.
make your roll. This one's only DC 15. Same roll. Just don't suck. Oh.
Oh,
All right. She pulls into the slipstream. The G forces are real. It's very extreme the way she's doing, but she's able to get into the slipstream again and on the navigation roll that True North had set up for her. So all you guys can do is just
I
wait
leave from the wind.
and pray. All right. So I'm going to make a single roll.
for their partnership.
And I am not. I'm just going to roll a d20. I'm not going to show you my pluses.
okay.
No, he has no pluses.
All right.
One, pretty
Well,
close to it.
All right.
Since we didn't die.
Since you
9
did.
plus whatever.
All right. So, something is happening. You would assume. And you have your sensors on, seeing if you're being followed. You're waiting. There is a problem with the energy because of all this hard G-force and rocking around. You've done this kind of jury-rigged. There's the word I wanted. Jury-rigged connection you guys have for your shielding of the quantum signature is having a little bit of trouble. So engineers, make an advantage roll, please. One of you.
Okay. All right.
Go for it. I'm making cheesecake.
Okay. 3. And my eagle eye, does that apply here?
No,
No, okay.
but
So
you
that would
do
just
roll
be-
it at advantage.
Okay.
I
So
made
can
some
do-
pretty good
alright.
cheesecake.
Ooh.
Your addiction's getting the whole crew in trouble.
That's fine.
It is.
But it was part
I
of
don't
his
know.
contract.
I don't pay him.
Puffin, if you're making the roll, you do get to add a d6 to it.
Oh, okay. I
Which
was making
means-
cheesecake.
Well, it doesn't matter. You would get one, so you automatically succeed. So it doesn't matter. All right,
Yay.
you two are able to stabilize that, although it is sketchy because the systems are not meant to do this. But you'll have to keep an eye on it. it's been 3 hours and you have no signature on you. Now, um, you guys have really been on the edge of it because you've had to mess with your array. Now, to be able to successfully navigate all your points and get to Cold Harbor, you're gonna have to switch that array back to its normal settings. But then you're going to lose your quantum reverse tracking that you had set up. But you need to do it. There's no way around it. So you guys pull out the array and you reverse what you had done. You don't need to roll for this. And you get the array back to its normal settings. And a day goes by. Another day. And you guys are wondering, have you pulled this off? A third day goes by. You're only
They
a half
probably knew
day
where we
before you
were
have to drop out
going.
of Slipstream and then pilot the rest of the way into Cold Harbor. What was that, lady?
They probably knew where we were going too.
That is fair. But you are coming in from a different direction. Now, you have a half day, and Harvey, your pilot, does make that comment quite clearly. She usually stutters for about for a while. But it's a good point. When you do drop out, remember you have to be, a couple million miles away from the spot. You can't drop right close to a planet. You got to be back a little bit, right?
What's the minimum distance?
Well, the minimum distance would be it would take you 5 hours of flight to get into Cold Harbor, which for your ship is normal. There's nothing abnormal. It's just, but you would be 5 hours in true space, but you're coming from a different trajectory than you would before. But still, now Cold
Well,
Harbor, however, is a fairly busy hub. This isn't some distant unknown place. It is pretty fair a busy hub. However, this is because you guys are on where you were on the planet of Adobe, you know. You were pretty close to Federation territory, and Cold Harbor Station is a Federation place. Now, like I said, the Federation and the Empire are right next to each other, but there's no war going on. They do have normal trade relations. But you are going into Federation space. But all the information you have on Cold Harbor, because maybe you've never been there before, it is pretty busy hub. But still, you're going to have 5 hours in true space. You know, that's the way. That's all you can do about it.
well, I say we got one last option, and it's the worst one, but it's the piratic victory option. So we rig the cargo to explode. We'll jettison it in space and explode it if they try to overtake us, because they'll kill us. So I know it's not a good option, but it may be the only thing that we can use to stay their hand.
I mean,
Or not.
in the long run, sorry, Captain. Space is really, really big. Just because they say failure to deliver death, they could be searching the rest of their natural lives for us.
True.
Well, that's why, if we jettison it and blow it up, well, then that gives us an option to bolt.
Right. That's good fish
but
thinking.
It definitely puts a whatchamacallit, bounty. That's the word I'm thinking.
It would.
Probably a pretty large bounty.
But so what you're suggesting is if they catch up to you, you hold the cargo as hostage, because in truth, they're for what they're paying you, this is probably worth millions of credits.
And for them to lose the cargo would be pretty bad for everything they've gone through.
Well, if we're just gonna jettison it, why don't we just we're gonna get hunted anyways? Let's just tear one open and take a look at what we got.
Well, no, let's try and get paid first. But if it comes down to there being this is all or nothing, then they get nothing, and we get the all out of here.
Now, to be fair, to add extra information for you guys to suss on, the Empire and the Federation do have lots of trade agreements, right? And
Mhm.
one of those is they're very strict, and you also know some of the big cartels because you guys have done this kind of shady stuff before. You're not criminal. You're Han Solo-esque, right? You're our Firefly guys. You're not really evil, but you got to do what you got to do. However, both the Empire and Federation trade deals and the cartels are very strict about upholding contracts.
Okay.
Is
Well,
there a
we've got
standard
that going. That's a good thing.
Yeah, so this contract is kind of laid out not well. You guys, it's a learning experience. You should be a little more strict about the contract itself, not necessarily the price. However, they can't break this contract any more than you can, is my point.
Shall we read it in more
You
detail?
Well, you have, and I'm just that's why I'm giving you this information because you know this. You guys are shippers, right?
Mhm.
And you know that you would be held up to the contract for sure by the cartels. Not necessarily, you don't know who you're dealing with, but it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
And they would be too. Meaning, if you're able to land on that station with cargo intact, untouched, they have to pay you.
I see.
Is my point.
Now, what would be a standard contract for, let's say, if these are pirates that have been hired by our benefactors? Um, what would their contract likely be?
Get it before we get there.
Yeah.
Is there likely to be some stipulation of the cargo being destroyed in their pursuit?
You wouldn't know, and it really, from your point of view, it wouldn't really matter. Although holding it blackmail is not a bad idea because this is clearly worth a lot of money, but you don't know really what
Mm.
their contract was. And seeing as what has transpired, the only logical deduction, and you seem to be the smartest one on the boat, is that
Meh.
they were concerned about getting it off Adobe. And you did.
Mhm.
That was their concern. Now that it's off the planet, they don't need you anymore. So if some unknown third party that has nothing to do with them, wink, wink, steals it, well, then you breached your contract and you're dead. Oh, well.
I see.
Because if it was simply just to get the cargo or something like that, they would have just used the pirates from the beginning. But
Right.
so the only logical deduction is they were concerned about getting it off of Adobe, and you guys did it with no issue. No one even checked because you're under the radar because you're a
Mm.
small time shipping ship. You're not even part of a company. Well, you're unionized. You guys do I owe 8,000 credits, by the way.
Well, we'll
You-
pay it. Just give me a minute.
So, but that's the only logical deduction. Therefore, you can assume that they don't want the cargo destroyed. So Bill's idea is a good one.
Mhm.
And you can also very strongly assume that if you can land on that space station, they will pay out. So that's what you know. So what are you doing?
Okay.
You got yourself about 8 hours before Lady's got to bring you back into normal space.
Well, we're gonna make a hostage,
Okay.
and I'll tell him, make it look like a dead
Right.
man switch, but no, make it a dead man switch, and then we'll drop it, get it ready to be jettisoned.
Okay.
If we have to, we'll
So
open
I
up
need
everything.
an engineering roll to rig the cargo with explosives.
Um, okay. An engineering role. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess there's no. I can't like make this. Try to disguise the ship's like signals or appearance or anything.
No, you just want to basically make it so you want it to be able to be seen, actually. You don't want it to be hidden at all. Honestly, this is a role Puffin should make, and you should assist.
Okay, 5. ID 20
Okie
plus 5
dokie.
with assist. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's advantage.
So he has advantage. It's not that hard a roll, but go ahead and give me a roll. All right. Yeah, definitely roll that again. There we go.
There you
Second
go.
one. So you notice that he had a little bit too much strawberry shortcake this morning, and the blue
Cheesecake.
wire and the red wire have been crossed, and you point it out, and he's like, oh, and he fixes it with his bubbly fish self, and it's all good. So it is rigged, and it is noticeably rigged, which is good.
Hmm.
All right. So Lady brings you out of Slipstream into true space. And you guys are trucking along, and you have a 5-hour travel to get to Cold Harbor. She's already, well, the navigator is already making communications with Cold Harbor. You have been welcomed, and you are to land in Hangar Bay 11, docking 23. So everything as normal, and that's all set. You guys are just kind of quietly waiting for the hammer.
Well, it's not too quiet because I'm playing some Jerry Reed,
Oh, Jerry
Eastbound
Reed.
Down.
Eastbound down, get on in trucking. We don't
Perfect.
know what we been doing. Yeah, it was cool putting him. Because it's interesting. That guy has a true stutter, but yet when he sings, no problem.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I've heard somewhere that singing and speech are processed by two different, just kind of
Parts
different
of the
areas
brain,
of the
yeah.
brain.
Well, he said I saw him in an interview, and he
Mhm.
said that he studied. He started singing. His parents got him into singing to try to help his stutter. Right.
Oh,
So yeah, of course we all loved Jerry Reed. Of course, Smokey and the Bandit, legendary. Cannonball Run, double legendary.
And the rooster from Robin Hood.
That's right.
oh, they.
That's right. Jerry Reed, man. But anyway, so you guys are just kind of moving along. 1 hour passes.
If
It's been
if necessary, if there's a bigger Federation ship there, I'll move closer to it. Just,
Just
a
don't
good idea.
buzz him
Well,
too close,
well, let's get into that.
hide,
No, I get it.
visibly hide.
Let's get into
Yeah.
that. So, you guys came in a strange trajectory,
fly
because you're
casually.
fly,
Casual.
fly casual, fly casual. But you guys are coming in at a strange trajectory, but you've been traveling an hour or so, coming up on 2 hours without any spotting of the Corvette, and you guys are looking, and you are getting into the more normal traffic flow. And sure enough, there are several larger cargo ships than you, and they are Federation ships. And you want to maneuver up closer to them without, breaking law or gaining too much attention.
Right.
So you go ahead and you do that. That doesn't require a roll. So you are in proximity to them, legal proximity.
Mhm.
It's been 3 hours. You're 2 hours out. You're just kind of trucking along here alongside these two Federation ships that are hauling crude oil from some off-world ship, off-world place.
Gonna be a big boom.
And you guys are watching, and sure enough, you see the Corvette signature. It is heading your direction, and it's about an hour away from you. So that would put you, there intersecting with you would be literally an hour outside the station.
A pirate ship.
Well,
The Corvette. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have
yeah.
a big skull and bones and a big sign across the side of it that says, "We are pirate ship," you know. But you have a signature because you were dealing with it. So you know it. Every ship has its own beacon, right?
Mm.
Lincoln
Yep.
Beacon.
All right. So
So let's
that's the
see.
deal.
Let's think about this. We've got the pirates they can't be noticed as pirates. They can't do any piracy things.
Someone else our beacon?
But well, we can't really douse our beacon without getting a. My worry about that is if that is a red flag for the Federation
Hmm.
ships who are scanning us.
It's true, and you know not only the ships next to you, but the Cold Harbor is certainly tracking you. You've already set up your landing arrangements.
I
Mhm.
gotta believe that their beacon might be masked to what it really is, so that they can get in here. So I wonder if there's a way to crack their code. I don't know if our
Find out.
array can do that.
Is it,
No.
Is there a database of ship beacons where you could look up their logs and history, crew, any of that information?
There is, especially now that you're in true space, you can get on the interwebs.
Oh, wonderful.
Send a private message to the other pilots and the other two ships that, hey, I heard this type of ship that has this signature is actually a pirate ship.
Could I
They would
do?
say what in their language. They'll be
Wait a minute, I speak this dialect.
you do. You do. Yeah.
It's a,
Skeletor, that He-Man is always ruining our plans.
he's,
That's
it's a
good. Though.
derivative of Icelandic fish, but they're bad people. So
They are. They
They
are.
are.
Yeah. Anyway, the first idea was good though. So,
Could I
honey,
do
that
some?
would definitely be your thing. So go ahead and give me a roll as you're searching this particular beacon.
Okay. Do I get like a bandage or keen eye or anything?
No.
Okay.
well, since all this is going on, I'm gonna go make more cake.
Oh goodness, what kind of cake? Lemon
I'm
chiffon?
going to. I was actually going to
Pineapple
make.
upside down.
Ooh.
I'm actually going to make a 4-layered caramel peach cake.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. You
Ooh.
get on that. Honey, did you make your roll?
Yes, sir. I rolled an 18.
Oh,
Is
nice.
that sufficient?
That's plenty. It takes you, you guys got an hour. So you're getting on it and you're checking this, and you have got through a little bit of layers because initially it's not coming back, but you are able to finally find it. And it's clear that someone has done some small amount of work to hide it, although it's not particularly professional, seeing as you're not a hacker and you were able to get underneath it, but it was a cursory attempt
Yeah.
to do so. And you find that it is with the John Thomas Cobalt Mining Corporation.
John Thomas Cobalt Mining.
Well,
Now we check that registry and see if that's a real business.
Okay, went out of business 38 years ago.
And how now do we arrange it so that the Federation knows that there is a non-existent, business
Well,
flying into their airspace?
that is interesting that you mention that to her as she's doing that, and you stand loomingly over her shoulder. He's a bit too close, honey. He's a bit too close. Anyway, sure enough,
Ah,
you find
I'm
that the
sorry.
reason why you were able, it was kind of hidden, wasn't actually nefarious at all. It's just simply this ship is supposedly was scuttled uh, uh, 29 years ago.
Really?
Bingo, we have a name-o.
Supposedly, yeah.
Hi,
So this is a
Indio.
defunct beacon, effectively.
So, question.
That's illegal.
Well, so what we're doing is illegal, but I have a inquisitive, goldfish to the flakes question.
Uh-huh.
So is it possible, since under laws that we really don't care about, if we deliver the cargo, we have to get paid? What's to stop us from dropping the cargo off, getting recognition that it's been dropped off, picking it back up, and flying away?
Being pursued by cartels for the rest of your life, I guess.
I mean, they're not, like I said, it's a big universe. They're going to spend a lot more money finding my fishy self
I like
than they will.
your initiative. Let's put a pin in that and let's solve this
Yeah.
problem
Yeah,
first.
that's true. Do you want this hot cargo anyway? So now, the whoever made the comment, Bill, it is fair. I think it was Puffin. Reporting them to Cole Harbor is definitely a plan. However, if you gain too much attention, you might get an inspection of your own.
So how do we make it anonymous?
Mm.
Or maybe get attention drawn to them? Can we send that signal, that message, through someone else's data array that's going to the Federation right now?
Could you piggyback off of someone else's stream? You
Yes.
could. You could definitely do that. It would be nice if you had a hacker on board, but you could do it. You could try.
Well, I am a hacker
Well, you're a hack.
You have it as a skill.
as a skill. Yeah.
Oh, you do. You have hacking.
Yeah, I
Oh,
took
nice.
hacking.
Oh, okay, good.
I
It is always smart when the DM just lets them randomly do stuff and then not check it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's on me. That's my fault. Oh, perfectly. We have a hacker. So all right. So yep. I mean, you can definitely do that. Now, you talk to Lady. It takes a few minutes, but she does let you know that these two big cargo ships are in communication with Cold Harbor. There's various data drops, and they are in constant communication for some reason. But these are commercial liners, so they have rules and regulations that Lady would know. Let's say Lady was were you a commercial pilot before you did something bad and get kicked out, or were you a military pilot? We got a military combat medic over here. What were you, Lady?
Since I was an ace pilot as well, probably
combat.
military.
Mm.
But then commercial after your service, kind of like a lot of Vietnam
course.
veterans went into
But her
commercial.
stuttering kept her from getting the good jobs, and therefore she ended
Yeah.
up with you guys. There you go. Perfect. So you have a little bit of understanding that their systems work differently than what you guys have to do. So they
That
do
is
keep what's going on, Lady, is they're keeping constant telemetry with Cold Harbor, which is that is a safety measure you guys don't do. But nevertheless, there is a signal to piggyback off of. Therefore, your hacker needs to hack. So it's pretty simple. You're just going to send a message through their, and you're right next to them, through their telemetry connections with Cold Harbor. And what do you want the Cold Harbor tower people to see? What is it you want them to know?
Well, I wanted to divulge their true, that we're using, that we have a dead, a scrapped ship's identification
and it's slipstream.
masking the actual ship.
Yeah, but I want to hear how you word it to the tower.
Well, that's not really what I do. I'm an artist.
You're a liaison.
I know, but Bill
Minus
is an artist.
10,822 points.
Okay, hold on. I have sound effects. I'm hacking. Right?
There you go. Good. That's good. That's good. All right. So give us your roll and tell me what you want to say. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'd say, whatever IP address false assigned to, this ship, which scuttled 3 decades ago, or whatever you said, 28 years ago. False, identification. Suspected approaching Cold Harbor, suspected pirate.
Fair enough. Go ahead and make your roll.
And then try to disguise how do we make our message? Let's say, because I want to make sure that we also, because that's why we're piggybacking, so they think it's from that other ship. So I have to disguise ours and make sure it's in their.
Yeah, but you're doing text instead of doing voice, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I could do a voice for them. I've been practicing. Okay, let's see.
They don't speak that language.
I do. All right. Eastbound, down, loaded up and trucking. Okay, so I need my D20.
Where do
in the
what
moment,
they said can't be done.
So I'll use a D6.
Got a long way to go. Short time to get there.
Hacking's a
Come on,
5.
bandit. Let's all get her done, or whatever her name it was. Southern people like get her done. You girls are Southern people. Do you say get her done?
I'm Southern.
It's a phrase I've heard before.
Yeah, get her done.
I live in Tennessee. I hear that a lot.
Ooh,
let's see. Roll. Can I assist with?
I got an 11.
No.
Can anyone assist me? No.
No. However, you do you do what you want to do, but it's not disguised well. And instantly you have, well, within a few seconds, someone is scanning the line. Therefore, we need to hide our ship
Abort!
from them.
Run away!
So
We're running.
no,
We're leaving. We're leaving.
no,
We're running.
no, no. Bill needs to make another
Okay.
roll and not suck.
In the slipstream. Okay. Okay. I'll make a better roll this time.
Yes.
All right.
Try not to roll a 2.
Can't help it.
An average roll would be good, right?
Who wants caramel cake?
Perfect
Okay.
timing, fish man.
All right. So this
I
is
may
a
not be
plus
bright, but I'm
5.
punctual.
Rolling again. Oh.
Perfect. Navigator, communications come in from Cold Harbor, and there is a comm signal coming in for you to respond, Navigator.
I mean, I can respond in their language.
What did they
Navigator.
say?
Yes, Claire.
Yes.
I do better
And
than he
the
did.
Fishman has made it worse. Perfect. So
I'm also
there.
navigating.
Hold on a second,
I'm sorry.
honey. There's communication coming in for the net for you, and you must answer it
Yes.
from Cole
Okay. Here we go.
Harbor. And Cole Harbor says, far reacher or front reacher.
Or Richard. Whatever.
Okay.
Far reacher.
We are detecting some manner of crossover of your communication lines with that of the 2 corporate vessels that are near you. Are you having some difficulty?
Okay. I,
Honey, go.
I
There's no, it can't,
okay.
no,
I rolled.
you can't think about it.
Okay, I've rolled. I got a 21.
You don't need to roll. You need to
Oh, you
talk.
Just
Oh.
talk. Just tell him something. Make something up.
Okay. We're experiencing technical difficulty. Okay. We. Well, I guess we. Oh gosh. Okay. What's true?
Yeah. Come back again then, far reacher. What do you say?
What did you say? Okay. Oh goodness. Oh gosh. All right. We're experiencing technical difficulty.
We seem to have communications resolved now.
Yeah.
Huh.
We there seem to be we're experiencing some communication difficulties. I'm working on resolving the issues immediately.
Uh-huh. Far Reacher, do tell us, do you know anything about Beacon AZ77432 Contra Quanta?
Is that the one?
Obviously.
Is it, okay.
Um,
We detected it in slipspace coming out about an hour away,
All right,
right?
who's on the mic here? I thought Honey was on the mic.
Sorry, go sis.
Not the doctor.
okay.
I do nothing.
The doctor is massaging a lump somewhere. Okay.
Okay, so I guess that there's something of matching that beacon was detected when we came out of Slipstream. Um.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So
Cold Harbor to Far Reacher. You are being squirrely. So, therefore, we will check that beacon that you want us to look at. We are
yes.
checking ourselves, and it does seem to be a defunct beacon, so we will get on that. However, do prepare for boarding once you arrive in Hangar 28 or Hangar 11, Dock 28. Cold Harbor out.
Roger.
Oh my. Oh my.
It's gonna be interesting when we don't show up at Dock
How do
28.
you charisma?
All right,
No,
so
well, if we don't show up at the dock, we get in trouble too. So we just have to move fast. They'll be waiting for us. So we need to get our cargo. Gosh, how we want to do this?
You need to
I
think
wrote
about
it
it.
down.
Let me give.
It is
Hold on.
Hangar Bay 11-23,
All right,
not
that's fine.
28.
But I got an entire world in my head, lady. Give me a 5 point break.
Sorry.
Thank you. All right. So, um, I will give you what's happening now, so you guys can discuss and make your decision. Um, you guys are moving forward toward Cold Harbor, Hangar 11, Dock 23. And you do see that Cold Harbor protective services are flying out to, you're tracking them flying out to this Corvette. And it'll take a little bit of time, but you can keep an eye on that, of course.
Mhm.
That's the situation. And of course, you will be boarded once you land for an inspection.
Well, one thing we could do is before landing, let's have an engine failure, and in the crash, we'll take the it's 4 tons. We'll move. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a bad idea already.
well, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Look,
So
let me make the bad ideas. You want some
Yeah.
cookies?
Oh, cookies.
Mm.
Very nice.
I could use a little more of your engineering skills and less of your
No,
confectionery and
I'm kind
baking
of happy
skill.
with Puffin's character. I wish he would play a confectionery more often.
Look,
I
I am a
don't.
confection engineer, sir. I am
Sir,
engineering
damn right.
flavors.
I need an engineer, not a chocolatier. Damn it.
All right, I'm gonna hand him like a an old disc from the 2000s, like an actual music disc that's been upgraded. Here,
Hmm.
That doesn't
tech
help us in this
cookies.
situation.
It
Yes, it
says
does.
you look at it and you read it, and it says "Best of Flock of Seagulls."
Hmm. If
Well,
you play
here's
this, it's a dead ringer for white noise and interference.
The
Use it to buy time.
oxytocin in my body releases. I feel better.
That's it. You should, you know. Anyway, so like, get serious. What's your plan? So
I run so far away just to get
run,
away.
run so far
I have,
away.
whenever their idea eventually
Bacon.
succeeds or fails, I have a plan. So I'm gonna go work on that.
Okay.
Oh, good. Thank you for your continual support.
So far, all I've heard is the first plan is destroy your ship, uh, yeah, and die.
No, engine failure. Maybe a fire or something, but one little bit of razzle dazzle. We do a flash
Do
here,
we have an
and then we
escape
do.
pod?
Hold on. We do like a sort of a sleight of hand, a misdirection is what we need. Is
Okay,
what I'm getting at, so
I
that
get
we
what your
can.
point is, lady. What do you
Yeah.
think
So
should be done?
I'm just a driver.
All right, fine. Doctor.
Oh, do I get to talk? Let's see.
yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to like shut you down at all. I apologize.
No, no, of course not. What in the world can we do about this? Is there any way we can pass off her difficulties as some kind of a medical condition?
Well, look at me.
Well, that
It
is
is a medical condition.
All right, let me redefine the situation because I think you guys somehow misunderstand. Uh, you've probably dealt with the Corvette problem,
Mhm.
so success, right?
Right.
The problem you have now is there's going to be an inspection of your ship because you were, squirrely.
Mhm.
Because basically Bill failed 2 rows in a row, and Honey couldn't quick talk him.
Yay!
All right.
So
I've
it's
had
2/3 my
I've
fault.
had a speech impediment my whole life.
No, that's okay. It's okay.
It's
It's
okay.
perfect. It's
I
perfect.
rolled a
All right.
one. It's all
Good
fun.
He
girl.
rolled a 1. It's not your fault, really. Anyway, so you have an inspection coming in. Now, on the surface, everything on this ship is legal,
Mhm.
right? It's just if they choose to dig in to the cargo is the issue, right? So, therefore, how do we deal with Cold Harbor? You don't have to deal with the pirates or whatever they are. You don't
Mhm.
they're out of your they're out of the equation. You're successful. How do you deal with Cold Harbor, which is just a standard trade space station? It's not
Well, if
a
it's
it's not a mafia space station. It's just a standard old Federation trade station.
well, if it's
Hmm.
just that, and we've all we have to do, and everything is supposed to be, gosh, that's like trusting our client who already double dealt us that the product is concealed. All we need to do is use some of our, if we have any, I would handle it very calm, nonchalantly, then, and just go through the motions and get it over with.
Is it possible our ship did take on some damage through all that turbulence? We could be
No,
trying to effect repair on that.
no, that's not you're barking up the wrong tree.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not the problem. The problem is you're just going to have a standard dockmaster inspection of your boat because you were trying to hack their system.
And
I know what I must
we
do.
could we could give them a little something just to slap us on the wrist for, and
I
just
mean,
put
like
that out there
maybe
for them
we
to
were
take.
trying to say download, I don't know, like torrent movies or something, and
There we
we sold
go.
them or something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying is like give them something to find that's a minor infraction and slap on the wrist, and so they find something and they move on.
Chester, I have a
Or
Yeah, go ahead, Buffett.
when I'll let him finish. He's the captain.
No, I
I'm
get
not.
I get what he
I'm just a
wants.
player.
I understand his point.
It's
Go ahead.
yeah, it's either that or just verify that this stuff is actually going to be clean from a scan. Maybe
So
we should
while they're
scan it
working on
ourselves.
this, we need to give them something, a reason for them to inspect, something for them to find, something for them to let us go, maybe a bribe, maybe information. So I spend so much time while they're, figuring all this out that with a 23 and a 24, I make some of the most delicious cookies you're going to find anywhere for a bribe. So when we get there, I'm going to hand them the cookies. And it's like, here you go. Have a nice day. This is what we were traveling with, and we're going to go about our business.
Sea
They're
monkey
going
cookies.
Yeah.
to, yeah, they're going to get
Okay.
bribed with cookies.
All right. Fish people are not helpful. I'm
Nope.
going to write that down. All right.
Hey, I
So,
made some really good cookies.
all right.
I
So,
mean, also something
let's go back.
illustrated
Let's go
would be
back.
a recipe. Yeah.
Bill's made one good point.
Hmm?
Verify the cargo, whether
Makes
a cursory scan shows anything untoward. That's a good point.
Okay. How do we verify the cargo?
scan
You
it ourselves.
modify your scanners again, and what left you can scrap together with the med bay, and you make an engineering roll succeed, and then you'll be able to tell.
I
Okay.
do have a lot of scanning equipment.
You do, and
Okay.
that thing,
So
So go ahead and make that roll.
okay, and Eagle Eye doesn't work in this case.
No, Puffin should make the roll, but he's
Oh, Puffin,
busy
I mean
making
Yeah.
Puffin.
cookies, so it sucks. So you got to go ahead and do it yourself. Go ahead.
All right.
Once again, that cleric.
Mhm.
My cookies are amazing.
Cookies.
Cookies.
They're going to taste amazing as I get
D20
blasted
plus
out into
5.
the
Oh, there it is.
19.
The engineer / navigator comes through in the end.
She smelled the
Oh.
cookies and was motivated.
Now you
Nickname
scan it
Clutch.
and you take, because you do have a shielding on this stuff right now, and you do have a bunch of wiring and a big huge cable running across the cargo. So when they come on, they are going to see that they're going to think you were having some trouble anyway, because what the hell's all this? But you were able to scan it, and you can turn on and off this thing you have, and you find that. With the scanner off, I mean the shielding off, you are detecting one, the quantum signature, which would certainly raise an eyebrow, and two, you're also detecting illegal substances. So no, they didn't do a good job of hiding it whatsoever. However, with the scanning up, it shows completely clean. Therefore, um, what you assess, engineer, is this: if someone on your boat is a good talker, say a liaison of sorts, and is able to make a merry conversation with these people while they're going about doing their little scanner, and he's able to keep a, you know, not look suspicious with his conversations. More than likely, they would just simply do their thing and go away.
Okay.
So that's what you assess. You got to leave the shielding up, and you need someone to schmooze and maybe with cookies
Mhm.
and talk to the inspectors that are about to come on the boat. That's what you think. So that was a good idea. So do we have anybody here that's like a negotiator, a liaison, a communication officer? Do we have
We have
one?
a
I'm a hack.
a tumor.
I
Oh,
can
you.
do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can do it.
Okay.
Let's also make sure we take off the bomb too.
What?
Oh, yes, that would be a good idea. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
All right. So, very good. Now, you guys are watching as you approach Cold Harbor, and a fight does erupt between that Corvette and those
Oh, no.
policing agents of Cold Harbor Space Station. And it's not going very well for the police peoples. They've lost two or three of their little patrol ships, and the other ones seem to be retreating. However, that's not your problem anymore, right? You guys come in, you go into docking procedures. Cole Harbor takes control of the ship during docking, and it's one of those places. So hands off. It's normal. You've done this many times. Of course, Lady did work commercial for a little while, but she still kind of does. And you guys get pulled into Hangar 11 and a dock berth 23. Now, as you do, and you get a communication that to open your cargo door. And of course, you guys have no choice. You open your cargo door, and at the berth, there instead of having the green light on, which is what you usually see, there's a red light going on. This is called the quarantine light. And you see a group of people standing outside. They all look quite corporate. There's about 7 of them. Five of them are very engineering looking people, and 2 of them seem to be, you know, from the dock master's office. Like I said, this is normal. You do deal with these people. Usually, you don't get inspections like this, but hacking and all. They walk on board, and they're very cordial and professional. And they says,
Sentience. Sentience. Welcome aboard. Well, please mind your step. We've been having quite a bit of tech problems, as you can see. But no, please come aboard. Anything we can do, let us know.
Those really do
I
sound insane.
he
I'm Scoliosis Captain.
Okay. He looks at you as if that's unfortunate. And he noticed that all the stuff, and he says, "Well, I can see that." So he says, "Manifest, please."
Certainly. And supply the manifest. And I could, what's it? Parm, please bring that manifest in.
You have one, so
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Whatever.
I'm gonna
so
come in anyways. He asked for me.
oh, you should. And you bring the manifest and cookies. I'm assuming.
Oh yes, just to let you know, Chester, you know those blobfish when they're brought up to the surface, how they slouch like that?
Yeah, yeah.
I look like one of those. I'm just like
Oh, that's perfect.
I'm like I'm very wide. Got the little fin arms. I just kind of look like I don't
Big
know.
nose.
Yeah, the big floppy face. I kind of look like a soda can with fins
But
and a
you do
floppy
love
face.
Krabby Patties, though.
I do.
You do.
I'm just gonna come in. Doom, doom, doom. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay. You show the manifest, and do you give them cookies?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. And he's like, ooh, the other guy, the assistant to the dock master assigned to this case, takes it and says, ooh, very good. And the other guy looks at him sternly. He just kind of closes the lid and puts it down. And he says, thank you. And the dock master looks at your bill of lading, and everything, of course, seems to be in order. You're transporting some fruit here. Let me see here. Your
Yep.
history. Yeah, you guys. You don't get a lot of big jobs. That's all right, though. I respect hard work. I respect it. I don't know what kind of shenanigans were going on with communications and stuff, but all righty then. It seems that your tip that you gave us, which I don't know why you just didn't do it directly, panned out though. Bad
Well,
guys, pirates. Yep.
well,
I had a
they were
feeling.
bullying us. We were pretty scared. So sorry for the indirect.
All
But
right.
we just
All right. Very well. Give me a roll on that.
we're really big.
Well, you were. That's actually honest truth, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
They're
All
fine.
right. So this is the one you gave me the bonus deception
Mm-hmm.
expertise
Mm-hmm.
thing. So that's double it's plus 6. And this is clutch, so I'll do a d6 on it. No ones. No ones. Please, no ones. I've had enough ones tonight.
Yeah.
You fucker.
You got a
A 14. It's still a 14, though.
Well, and it's not a
Hey.
4. So, and this isn't the big roll either. So no ones, no ones, no whammies. Alrighty. So, it's good enough for what you're doing. And he's like, I guess I can understand that. You small timers, it's tough out there. It's tough out there. He looks over to
Thank
the
you.
engineers, who are just kind of going around the ship and moving about and just doing very cursory stuff. They're not taking you that seriously, right? I need to make a single roll for the engineers, and then we'll have you make your last roll. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and make it. Using the pink one. Death from above. Ooh.
Pinky.
Alrighty. So, let's see here. They're just a general dock engineer. It's some random dock. So we'll give them a total +3 with all those guys. So it's a 20. All right, Miss Engineer, give me a roll.
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. I think the best thing that's come out of this are my cookies.
Well, one of the engineers comes walking up, and he has a very stern look on his face. And he says, Dockmaster, we have found something. The Dockmaster looks at you from the side of his eye there, Lumpy, and he says, well, lead us along. Come with me, he says to you two.
Okay.
And he wanders into the kitchen, and he opens up, which should be a countertop, but there's a secret drawer underneath of it. And in there are 3, not 2, not 1, 3 bags of Andorian sugar. Highly illegal.
Oh no.
I told you, no more of that. It's bad for you.
Is that what you're making these cookies out of? Did we all eat that?
That means you're all guilty.
No.
Well, the Dockmaster says, well, that'll have to be confiscated. It's a shame.
You have to
It's a
take
shame.
You'll take the cookies too.
And they confiscate all sweet stuff out of the galley, just in case, just to be safe.
As they start to go confiscate, I'm just shoving it in my mouth.
And the Dockmaster kind of reins everybody up. They're leaving the ship, and he, of course, is all electronic. He says, you need to do better than that. It's not so bad, but you need to do better than that. No more than that. That's going to be a 1,000 credit fine.
Oh,
I'm going to point at the liaison.
Okay, I'll take that out of your pay.
They give you the
And
fine, and they leave the ship.
I'll pay the fine right there.
Fair enough. And then within about, they wait a little bit, about an hour later, because you guys are cleared. The green light's on, and you've paid your fine. And naughty sugar smugglers. But about an hour later, you have some people once again, without even by your leave, just walk up your cargo ramp. and it's a similar size group as come before. And they say we need to. They're just trying to speak into the room. We need to speak to Sisyphus. No, syphilis. No,
Syphilis. Blah, blah.
syphilis. All right. So Lump walks up and he comes over to them, and this is you got a delivery for
That's
us.
scoliosis, I says. Bunch of illiterates.
You got a cargo for us?
Yeah,
You got
it's
a
right
payment
over
for me?
Yep. He holds it up and he says, looks at one of his guys, goes over and he scans the cargo and he says, "What's this? It's not detecting." Honey very quickly presses the button to shut off the shielding. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's good, boss." And he gives you 86,000 credits.
Oh, bonus.
And these guys
All right.
begin checking it. All the seals are on there, and they remove it off of your ship quite normally. It's as if there's nothing else going on, just normal cargo displacement. And he looks at you and he says, "Nice doing business with you."
I'm going to offer him a cookie.
Likewise.
No, those have been confiscated.
Oh,
Oh.
these are
These
the
are-
these are the different cookies.
No. They
These are the-
confiscated everything,
These are the
well,
cow chip cookies.
and they're probably
Well, no,
eating
I-
it right now.
Well, good, because they're full of laxatives.
Mm. So that's what's been going on. All right. Anyway, mission done. You guys got paid, big payday. You had plenty enough money to fix whatever went wrong, pay off your union fees, and do some repairs on the ship and get yourself up nice and normal. So everyone kind of relaxes and, whew, that was a close one. But mission finished. Very, very nice. Things went pretty well. We had a couple of wrinkles in there. Lost our illegal sugar. But never you gotta stay away from that Andorian sugar. It's illegal.
No,
Never.
Unless you're a Federation captain, then you're allowed to have it occasionally without people knowing.
technically, my race is an endangered species, so I have diplomatic immunity.
Okay.
Perhaps
Although
we can-
Puffin, I have to give you credit. The burbles at the right
Uh-huh.
moments. If I was giving experience, you would get bonus. They were perfect.
Hooray!
Good job. Burbling.
Spice is life.
Yeah.
Burble.
Very good.
A distinct language.
Amy,
Maybe
you were
we-
trying to say
There's nothing-
something?
Yeah, I was just saying, perhaps now that we're docked, we can try and find you a healthier sugar substitute.
I'm just glad they didn't sense anything fishy from us.
Fair. That's fair. But that was cute. That was fun little one-off. I enjoyed that. No combat, but you don't really need that. We need stress and clutch rolls, which we got some and we failed on others. But that's always good,
Yes.
and it's perfectly fun. I do find the Lester sisters. I find you girls very interesting. Amy is quite perky and very willing to speak. Honey is shy.
Mm,
Yes,
So
you
we-
are. It's okay, and we love you for it. But it perfectly you being in the position of communications at the right moment is just I couldn't resist it. It was perfect.
Okay.
Aw.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that I at least could find my little Achilles heel. Finding a way to make it amusing for everyone. That's good.
Oh, you did great, sis.
Yeah, you
I
did. You were
appreciate it.
clutching everything else. It was great. But no, it's perfect. It worked out really nice. Nice little one-off story, and that could easily have been an episode of any spacey TV show.
Yeah.
No problem. All right. So awesome. Any questions anywhere?
Nope. Good times.
Good
No.
times.
That's
All right.
great.
So thank you all very much. Come on back next week, and hopefully we'll have everybody back, and we'll continue on with our Iron Pass. Or actually, we're kind of in the Iron Pass 2.0 right now in Cragmora. So come back for that next week. Also, this week on Drone Recorder Ultimate Edition, we are doing Jeff's new book. So come back for that and see the art show, which is always a lot of fun. Beyond that, thank you. And later.
Bye bye.
Buy Jeff's book.
Perfect. It worked out really nice. Nice little one-off story. And that could easily have been an episode of any